passenger side, so I didn't have the throttle coordination, all that. And so I really didn't want to take it over. I said, now Griffin, this is really, really rough. You need to keep power until you get to the ground. Then you got to kill the power and take the flaps off immediately and slam on the brakes all at once. And sure, you got it? Yeah, he let, as soon as he hit the ground, he pulled the power, and I turned the flaps off. Because in those winds with the flaps, that little plane, so I put the flaps off and he pulled the brake, and we came like this. And it's like, once you're there, it's like, but like, what I don't like is when you're like 30 feet above and you're rocking like this, and you're thinking, shit, I'm going to hit a fucking wing. It's like, it was so rough. Really, what I should have done is gone around and said, no, we're not taking that runway. You put us on the crosswind runway. But so right after we landed, they said, we need to change runways. Because they
we're up after your turn.
So it was a little weird.
I had a Mooney for a while, and that low-wing airplane, same problem, scared me all the time. They were going to catch a wingtip on the ground. And plus, the ground effect's so bad. Come down the water, the air is trapped under the wing, it comes out, just will not land. It just wants to bounce off that air cushion.
Have you been ever, either one of you been hit by lightning?
No. On the ground?
No, no, in a plane, I'd like to.
No.
I wonder what would happen.
I saw what is that Cessna that has the engine front and back? The Cessna has the engine front and back.
Yeah,
337? That it blew parts of the propellers off.
Huh?
The tips of the propellers on both engines were blown off from a violent.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because the ground.
You're not grounded.
No, it was in the air.
You're not grounded.
Right, but it's still a shock to the system, though, right? I mean,
You know, they have these strips. What are they for?
The
Little kids.
come on.
They're
Static whips.
They're supposed to discharge.
Yeah, static whips.
Using Babbel's 10
I
to
don't know if they
15
would.
minute
Well,
lessons,
they must do something.
You build up a lot of static
languages within weeks.
I was
You know,
amazed that I could start having real life
your helicopter, have you ever
right away.
had
It was so
any
fast.
reason
Now
that
I'm speaking
somebody
Spanish.
touch it when it's in the air?
No.
Like
No
walk up
wonder
to it and touch
Babbel
it?
is the #1
We while
selling
hovering?
language
Yeah.
learning app in
No,
Europe.
why?
Try it for
I did
yourself.
that.
We get shot.
That shocked the hell out of me.
Conversational
Why?
new
The
language.
static electricity from the blades on the air.
You can try Babbel for
Really?
free. Go to
That
babbel.com.
old Bell 47, the sheriff's
Try it
department
for
had.
free.
So
That's
you
Babbel.
what
I was
was
trying to
that's
reach up-
weird that you would be under it when it's hovering.
Well, I was trying to reach up to
Try it
hand
for
him.
free.
I remember hand him something, and I
Only one
touched his
day
skid.
left until Carpet Mill Outlet
That's
Store's
not me,
one-day
man.
flash sale. Tomorrow at Carpet Mill Outlet
That was the
Store,
guy that crashed
get up to
both of them,
40% off MSRP store-wide. For a limited time, get 2 years interest-free financing. So whether it's carpet, hardwood,
I know it's lightning now a lot at
laminate,
Green
granite
a bit.
countertops,
That's
or
Channel
rug,
7,
Carpet Mill
Tom.
Outlet Stores has the
Oh,
lowest
God,
prices
maybe
guaranteed.
15 years ago, it was out for a
Find
range.
options to fit
Just
every style and every budget.
not even a quarter mile from a tornado
The
film.
sale is one day only, tomorrow. Find out more at
I'm
carpetmilloutletstores.com.
sorry.
Nothing's this summer like
No, that's
Denver
okay.
Outlaws lacrosse.
Hey, I buy boxes of 100.
The Denver
I can't
Outlaws
look
host
at
the
that.
Boston
If I need
Kings
to
at
fence.
Bronco Stadium at Mile High on July
I am
4th at 7
so-
p.m. After the game, fans will experience the largest close proximity fireworks shows ever.
You got too much going on.
No, I think
July
I just
fireworks
screamed
tickets are on
myself.
sale now.
You know, I don't
Tickets
feel like
start at
that.
$15. Hurry, visit DenverOutlaws.com to buy your tickets today. That's DenverOutlaws.com.
Student loans, car loans, high-interest credit card loans, that adds up for all of us. But there are ways around it. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing, and I'm here to remind you that refinancing your home loan is an easy way to save a lot of money. Think of it this way. A lower interest rate means lower monthly bill payments.
Or a
And mortgage
flagship.
interest rates are far more competitive than a student loan or credit card rate. We're talking rates in the low single digits versus rates in the high double digits. Why wouldn't you consolidate that high interest debt by refinancing your mortgage? You'll speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant who will customize a loan to fit your needs. They're already saving customers up to $1,000 a month, plus there are no upfront fees in American
Glass cockpit, isn't that
You
cool?
can close on your new loan in as fast as 10 days and may be able to postpone up to 60 days of mortgage payments.
That's
Check out
synthetic vision,
American
right?
Financing at 303-695-7000 or online at American
You see everything, whether you can see the
Oh, that
box
also
or the
has
stars.
boxes in the sky. You fly through the box, it brings you where you want to go. So you can't see anything on the screen. There are boxes. It's a video game.
Yeah.
And you fly through the boxes, and it'll take you right to the runway.
Is this your extended glide slope or just
Yeah.
you get all the way
It's
out?
everything. It's everything. It's glide slope. It's
Why?
localizer hits
He
everybody.
doesn't, you thought Tom, you know, said yesterday that,
Stuff has to be so much more safe.
why does everybody hate
Oh, it's so
Trump?
safe.
Yeah.
You still have to have the basic skills, right? But for navigation, there's no excuse for ever busting airspace. You have to be an idiot.
Yeah. God, I was on a little 150 in the middle of Oklahoma and we got lost. I mean, really lost. You know, you look on the section that says ranch or farm. How the hell, what's the difference between a ranch and a farm?
Don't let your dog
We couldn't find the, you know, all
or
the,
shed like
Don and I
crazy.
flew that a little air coupe to New York from Denver, and we got lost in Pennsylvania. And we landed at this airport and had to catch
Troubleshooter Show.
where am I?
You didn't see it on the map.
Tino, the troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Are you in your holiday mode? Oh, people are. They're like summer vacaying. There's no work going on this week. I'll bet you it's the most unproductive week. You know, and then it's going to be next year, too, because you know why? Because 4th of July, you know, will be on a Thursday.
Maybe. You sure next year's not leap year? I don't know.
Oh, I just think it goes... I never thought of that, Mark, but does it screw up the...
Oh, yeah, it
screw up the
changes
rotation?
everything.
It stays the same.
No, it stays the same.
How can it stay the same with an extra day? That's impossible.
Now, what do you mean it stays the same? Meaning it advances a day or it stays on this day?
No, it stays on the same day.
Okay.
Oh, he's saying so next year it could be on Wednesday
Well,
as
let's
well.
just look, okay? Now that we brought it up, July 4th next year will be on a Thursday. Thank you there, Drew. July 4th is on a Thursday. The next year it's on a Friday. So next year people will be taking off too. Welcome to the show. And this hour brought to you by K&H Home Solutions. Want to mention K&H because they have a big deal going on. 62 years in business. They're doing 30% off. 30% off Everlast siding. I love this siding. I love it. If you're going to get siding, you got to get the best, right? Impregnated through and through, waterproof. K&H Home Solutions. They also have a free upgrade to triple pane glass. I like that too. That's one of their specials. But I truly like the 30% off the Everlast siding. And so if you have a $9,000 job, that's $3,000 off. And they mean it, by the way. So here we go. It's khwindows.com is the website, because that's what they started out as 62 years ago. khwindows.com. You can book your own appointment. Now, it's K&H Home Solutions is the name of the company, but you book online, khwindows.com, and the number is 303-421-7100. We have a special guest today, George Donaldson from Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, what I call vital home services. So if you guys want to talk about any of those, let's talk. This is a time of year we put a lot of strain on air conditioning. Drains get their fill when it comes to rains and all that. We'll talk about that, but then we have something fun to do with George. Do you have their jingle? I have their jingle. I put it on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, or you can go to Troubleshooter. There's a reason I'm going to tell you this. referralist.com/jingle.html. I'm sorry you got to put that HTML on. There was no way around it. So if you go to our own referral list, right, then put a slash on it, and then write in jingle.html. And what that will do is bring you to their jingle and a little YouTube video I put up. You can find it directly on YouTube as well. There's a reason I'm going to ask you to look at that. But right now, Charles wants to start out the day with something controversial, I think. I don't know. I'm such a non-political animal. What's going on, Charles?
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What can we do for you, sir?
Yesterday you were talking about Trump.
Well, I probably not. I probably made us. I'll usually do it in passing because this is not a political show. Do you know what the context was by any chance, Charles?
You said you just didn't understand why people don't like Trump.
Oh no, I didn't say that. What I said was this. And now I know what it was. People are harping on this situation where kids are separated from families. Really heartbreaking pictures, very emotional. And all I said was, this has been going on with several presidents, and it's a policy in America where at the border, whenever people were detained, the kids were taken into custody separately. And I said, and that's all I said. And I said, I wonder why, though, there's something about Trump that's unlikable, that people seem to want to, they just want to grab, they want to grab all the negative stuff about him and talk about it. And I asked Dan when he was at the rally, I said, does he give off such a negative vibe, or what was it like? Now, trust me, Charles, I'm not talking about politics here. I'm really not. What I said about Trump was, in my opinion, he's a very unlikable personality. He's the kind of guy that, you know, and when he makes his speeches, to me, just my impression.
Oh, you're going to make me barf. The guy is strong as hell. He is, man.
Mark,
most people like him.
Okay, well, I don't know that. Maybe they do.
He's president.
No, well, Mark, I don't know that.
Mark, listen, you're
George.
right. You're right.
About what?
You're both right. He's strong as hell.
Yeah, he is strong.
The guy from a policy standpoint, from a business standpoint, our country is getting into a place that it hasn't been in a long time. People hate his personality.
Yes, they do.
Look,
I don't hate it, though.
Look, this is,
come on, Mark.
Look,
I don't.
But look, okay.
Well, I guess I can see why.
I mean, a lot of people don't. But the majority, right? The people that don't like him don't like his personality.
Right.
But this is the thing. People, okay.
Hold on, Charles. We're going to let you talk in a sec here. Go ahead.
What's the biggest problem? The biggest problem before Trump, okay, with our government is corruption. Period.
Right,
I mean, that is a fact.
Cleaning the swamp.
Everybody agrees with that. Okay. Here is the only.
But that goes for both parties.
Right,
yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But so when you take Trump, see, people think, the people that don't like him, that don't really look into what he's really about. Here's a guy who was a multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
And he's worth less now since his presidency than he was before. He could have been doing anything he wants, adding more billions. Trump truly doesn't care about money. He only cares about his name because he is a narcissist.
He's already conquered.
He is a narcissist.
He's already conquered the money. He's right there.
He only cares about his name and legacy. Well, the only way that works is if he does make our country great, if he does do good things for our country.
Mm-hmm.
So he is motivated.
I think he's motivated.
And listen,
I just don't like him as a person. I'm not talking about anything else. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I wish somebody would take his freaking Twitter away from him.
No way.
No way.
For example, hold on. For example, as a person,
I want to know what Charles the Hillary lover thinks.
As a person, I like Obama as a person. Clinton. I'm talking about personality.
You're talking about their ability to speak.
Reagan. No, just I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? Charles, what did you want to say? I'm sorry we took off on you. Go ahead.
No problem. I'm just the opposite of you guys. I like his personality.
Okay, that's fine.
And my opinion, the people that dislike him so much is because of his constant lying. He just let me give you two real quick ones here. Said people were dancing on the roofs after 9/11. His tax cut was the biggest in history, which it's not.
Well, Charles, I don't want to really...
What are you, incognito over
Charles,
there?
I just don't want to make this political. Number one, because it's not a political show. Number two,
he's saying no one was dancing on the roof on 9/11, ever.
Well, but Charles...
You're crazy, bud. You're crazy.
What is the whole point of your comment anyway? What is it?
Well, you know, I've been watching you since Alan Berg days. Listening to you.
Yes.
And your word is gospel to me. I've learned so much from you. Just listening to your program, but when you said you don't know why people dislike him, I think it's because of the
No, I know why they don't like him. His personality, his narcissism. What I said was I don't know why the media concentrates on all the negative stuff and attributes it to him. They gave, for example, Obama a free ride. I mean, honest to God, Obama got to do anything. Now, granted, I think he might have a better personality. I mean, I think he's easier to be around. I've never been around either of them. You know what I'm saying? You know when he goes up to speak, Trump kind of like the way he holds his hands and his lips and he looks down at. I mean, to me, truly, I just don't like him.
Trump was going to offer Obama a job in the cabinet.
Really?
Yeah, but he couldn't find his birth certificate for proof of citizenship.
Anyway. So let's keep talking.
Who would you rather lead you in a war, Obama or Trump?
I don't know.
Here's a red line. Don't cross
confident.
I don't know if I want either of them. I mean,
no, if you had to do it.
But if I had, probably Obama.
Oh God!
Are you kidding me?
He's all over the place.
Yeah,
no
he doesn't make decisions.
Okay, you know what? I'm not a Democrat.
We better get on to troubleshooting.
Hey, I'm neither either.
I think that here's the thing about Trump. He does what he says. That's for damn sure.
But what
doing what he ran on.
No. I mean, I don't know why people are surprised. He said exactly what he's going to do, and he did exactly.
But what isn't that what you would want from your president?
No.
Because Obama didn't do what he said. Our national debt raised in his presidency more than all previous presidents combined.
But you know what? But that keeps happening, George. It's
not happening now. It's going backwards. The national debt is not going up like it was.
I'm not trying to defend Obama. I'm just saying, as a personality, he just has in my opinion, a nicer personality.
I agree, but I mean, who do you want leading your country? The guy who's nicer, or the guy who's going to get shit done?
Here's who I want leading the country. Okay?
I bet General Patton didn't have the best
Here's who I want leading the country. I want a government leading the country that the people have chosen. I want the judicial branch, I want the legislative branch, and I want the administrative branch. I want it exactly the way it is. That's what I want, okay? I mean, so who did you dump? What did he say? I didn't even know what he said.
I don't think he said anything.
I thought I heard it, Tom.
No.
It's okay.
I guarantee you, we didn't hear anything, but... Chris, go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Chris?
Not much. Two things I wanted to do. One, I wanted to give you some kudos or an attaboy for one of your referral list members. It was TrueView Windows and Glass.
Yeah?
I installed all new windows in my house.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Awesome, outstanding
Thank
job.
you very much.
The attention to detail they did with my windows was unbelievable. In fact, I even hired them again to install a new front door for me.
Wow, that's good to know.
This company went way above and beyond, and they were a lot cheaper than pretty much everyone else that was out there that I called. So that was one.
Yeah.
My second one is I'm having some trouble on your referral list website trying to find a landscaper that can build a retaining wall.
They're few and far between.
That can build what?
A retaining wall.
Okay.
When I went on the referral list, basically they were broken down into like tree stump, tree removal,
I know what you mean.
irrigation systems, but no one specified retaining walls, and I was curious if you guys might have some inside knowledge about.
I got to figure that out.
I'm tired of using Home Advisor.
I don't think, man.
I'm looking right now.
Hop on and go to chat, and I'll try to find you something.
Listen.
Okay.
Pride. Wait, no. I don't know. I'm looking here. I don't. You know, We'll figure it out. Hold on, all right? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. It's summertime, and Century RV is in full swing. If you want a new or used RV, you'll find it at CentryRV.com. And, of course, they are located in two places north of the city on the 119 turnoff on I-25. I-25 and Highway 119 to Longmont. Along the frontage road there, you'll find a giant facility along with a service department, and that's very important. And then, of course, west of the city, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, that's CentryRV.com. What did he say, man?
He didn't say anything. I don't know why
if they swear.
Get shit done. Get shit done.
I don't think you did.
I did. I said, would you rather have a president?
I didn't even notice it.
I didn't notice it.
Or a president who's getting shit done.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. I didn't even.
How bad?
You know what?
So what happens on here? What
I
happens
didn't
on
even.
They just hear it.
They hear it.
They hear it. Yeah, hear it.
Just that word?
Yeah.
So the people here get done.
No one heard.
Yeah.
No. They just
10 seconds is a minute.
Five cars.
I did.
Remember that patio I went to look at that was actually done well, that she wanted done over? I think they do landscaping walls, that same company we're trying to.
That's cement.
They're not.
Yeah, look good.
Oh, God, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I thought that's
gorgeous.
Good.
She wanted all her money back.
Yeah.
Every dime she wanted.
It wasn't leaning back against the house.
You took a level out there and everything. See, we should have had her on
the referral list.
and say, this is what you
We
did.
did. We did.
Again?
We did. Oh, it was great. She demanded all money back.
Polluted by guys.
You know how
once
she
they
said it was
become a
leaning back against the
chiropractor,
house?
they
All of
spend
that
their
was
career
exactly
trying to
one.
not be a
In
chiropractor. They
4
get
feet it
into
was
the
1 inch. It was
supplements,
1/4
the
inch
magic
per foot.
lights, and they get
Drop
away
on
from
all of it.
what
Perfect.
really
Finish
made
the edges,
chiropractic.
You know how you have boys? He did.
This is
Well,
family
she sent the pictures right after he did it, so it had all the
Dr.
dust
Mike
over it and
Hendershite,
stuff.
White Light Chiropractic,
Well,
great
anyway.
guy with a family.
Yeah.
I went to
It's
he
no
was
dump
so
Tuesday.
excited. He's got
Did you get that?
Anyway, I'm trying to find her.
She's online
Because that guy
today.
wants to
She's
do it.
now
We have the referral list.
so very
The
much.
guy did the contract. Yeah. He did back and forth on
So
the and after we
she
backed
and
him up,
I
he
are
wanted
going
to
to
go
be
on. Dad can't probably
and
know
she
about
is
it.
going to be on the referral
But
list.
he does
I'm
the
in the process
Oh,
of that on
great.
your page right now. And
45
she is going to continue to be, well, to talk about that she helped out Doreen. We didn't mention her yesterday when we mentioned Doreen. I felt so bad. And she put in a lot of time.
Yeah,
And
she's a hard
gonna
worker.
keep, she is, and she's going to keep working with Doreen.
Or Heather Sensei, processor.
And helping me get all the other stuff. I just felt bad that we didn't mention her yesterday.
I feel so bad we didn't mention it.
You were trying to get a guy on the referral list that did that patio. Remember, they did a good job to stamp concrete. What was his name?
Since the start in 2001. Whether you
Does
call
he
or
do
come
retaining
in,
walls?
she will make you feel like family. Many say she would
I would
assume he does.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
But first, we're going to exhaust the
with the lowest
referrals.
rates.
Oh, yeah, of course.
720-895-0500. At AIM, all of our staff put you first.
So I don't know if you want me up here for her.
George, you guys need to put in some pumps, and when they put in, they go overhaul.
Okay, that's fine.
We're done with
I'll let you know.
I told them they don't
Okay,
need it.
school info online too. He did graduate from college.
You really know right from the beginning if they got a water
Was fine to talk with you. He got his degree in, I think, graphic design, computer graphics, medical design, graphics, or something. Having a hard time finding a job. So he's looking to go into the school. Now this college, Tom, apparently you don't pay college if you have a job making $50,000 or more. I sent you the link to the college. I just found that really interesting. That is cool.
Send me.
I sent it to Mark as well. What?
I'll tell you over chat.
Time Magazine named it one of the best inventions of the year.
You don't have Robert on before yet.
/KHOW right
He
now.
is on vacation. I can't do anything.
Free with electric toothbrush. It's your
It's a bad read.
at getquip.com/KHOW.
Everybody's
People's
gone.
gone.
GETQUIP.com/KHOW.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the brands pros trust at the right
My
prices.
opinion,
Like our wide selection,
the right
AM
man.
water vehicles,
Right now.
available
The
exclusively
thing about it, you could have the nicest Republican.
People can say whatever they want. He will go down as the best president in modern day times.
Did you?
I don't care how nice you are. I mean, look, would I rather him, again, would I rather take away Twitter and him in some areas?
Not me, because I don't think he'd be the same guy then.
Afternoons 4 to 7.
I'm just saying,
Who else tweets the Canadian Prime Minister step off? I mean, I like that shit. I do. I like that shit.
You said step off?
Well, I was using Tony's words, but basically, yeah, he flew off an Air Force One and attacked him.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, we are trying to find a referral list member that does retaining walls.
I would think any of our contractors might, but they're so busy right now.
That's the problem. Here's the problem. They're all doing major jobs. They don't want to stop for minor jobs. The same with roofers. If you have a roof leak or need a roof repair, I feel sorry for you. How do you get a roof repair when everyone's busy doing new roofs? It's hard. I don't know what to do.
I've been searching through it. I've got a couple ideas for the guy if he hops on chat.
Chris, try to hop on chat here, please.
On referral list. Hey, on George's jingle, I hate to say this, George, but you're probably going to have to scrap the whole thing, because I have personally come up in the last 10 minutes with the best jingle ever.
Oh, I want to play this jingle. Should I do it on this machine in here? Okay, so I have to find it, but It's really a terrible jingle, this Fix It 24/7.
This is his, not the one I did for him in my head.
So if people, here's what the contest is going to be, okay? It's going to be, you listen to this jingle and either replace the words or just write a new one. But this is just an example of their jingle. Or you can put your own words in the middle of it. So what do I have to have this on for it to play? Do I have to press any button? I can just do it? Okay, I'm going to play this jingle. I think a terrible jingle, okay, for Fix It 24/7. Ready?
Fix It 24/7, our name says it all. When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7, we'll be there on the double.
Yeah, not very good.
Nah.
Play it one more time, and you'll be hearing that the rest of the day.
Nah. Oh, my God. And so, please, come up with a new jingle. Now, here's the contest. You got to either call us up and play the jingle or sing it, or upload something to YouTube, okay? And then give us the link. Live at Troubleshooter.com. Give us the link. The prize made possible by George and Fix It 24/7 is $1,000.
And I am eligible.
Yeah,
$1,000 for the best jingle. Okay? $1,000. Just have some fun. So go to referralist.com /. Referralist.com /jingle.html. Play that song, or just find the Fix It 24/7 jingle on our YouTube channel, Referralist, or a YouTube channel. Play it, and then make your own similar, or put words to this one. Whatever it is, whether it's from scratch or this one, you will, if you win, get $1,000. Wow, 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 wow. What's going on with Rob? Rob, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Good, Rob. How can we help you, sir?
I had an incident with my son, who's a minor. There was a business called Fan Drought that was open in Parker. It was right across from the Red Robin.
How old's your son?
15 years old.
And what's the name? Fan Drought?
Yeah, it's FAN DRAUGHT. Fan Drought Sports Brewery.
Okay. So what about it?
And it closed down. And as soon as it closed down, they stopped payment on my son's $156 check.
For his pay. What was he doing there?
He was a busboy. So
Okay.
that's a lot of hours for a busboy.
Yeah, it is.
We sent a demand for payment, certified mail, to this man's address. His name is Jeffrey Thomas, and he has not answered the certified mail. He hasn't even looked at it. It hasn't even been delivered.
Well, he's not going to be personally responsible if it was a corporation or something. I don't know the structure.
It was his business. It was his own business.
Okay, but what you mean by that is he did not have a corporation. He did not have an LLC. He did not have an entity.
I don't know that for a fact.
Okay. Listen, there's two kinds of things. What's right and what's legal, okay? What's right is, listen, if I have a company and it's all mine, I'm responsible. But the law says I'm not responsible personally for some things. So, you need to go, according to the Wage and Hour Act, you make your demand like you did, and then you sue them for triple the amount. And you did that, right? You made your demand.
We have not done any. We did the demand. We did the letter of demand. We sent it, I think it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
I imagine other people aren't being paid, too.
I know. It can't be just one isolated incident.
Does he know anyone that he worked with he can talk to see?
Yes, he actually does have a friend that he can talk to see.
Just see. Listen, if the guy ran out of money, he's not paying everybody. There's nothing you can do about it. Zero. I mean, especially if he goes bankrupt or dissolves. I mean, I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think a judgment against that entity will translate to him personally.
Okay.
It sucks, man. $156. He must have worked his tail off.
Well, I've heard though that he definitely did. That the reason he went out of business was a dispute with the landlord, and then he plans on reopening this business in a different place.
What? Did you ever call him and ask him why he stopped payment?
Yeah, I've tried to text him, call him, nothing. But I've heard through the other employees, they told my son that this is just on a hiatus right now, and that he plans on opening Fandraut in some other place. Maybe not Parker, maybe Highlands Ranch or something like that.
You sure it's not Fan Draft? But anyway.
It's Fan Draft, right, but that's the correct pronunciation.
Okay, so I think that we need to call him, okay, if you have a number, and just see where we're at. And then do some research on this place and find out what the entity is if you can.
Okay.
I mean, maybe the guy is the sole proprietor. Listen, and also, if you get other employees together, let us know. Keep in touch with us. Deputy Clint's going to talk to you right now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I don't know what the rules are when you go out of business. I know employees get priority in a bankruptcy. But I don't know what happens if you just run out of money. I don't think anybody gets personal liability.
No, they don't pay.
Unless it's fraud. I want to talk to someone who helped us with Doreen, and then what we found out was that she does this for a living, and we thought, what an unusual but needed service. This is called her company, or the entity she works under, her own. Barb is her name, Barb Shue, and she works under the name Angels Help. Is that right, Barb?
Yes, that is correct.
Daphne, how'd you find Barb?
Actually, she found us through John.
From John Hogan with PC Answers. Tom.
Okay. No, hold on. John Hogan, former owner of PC Answers.
Sorry.
PC Answers sucks.
Right.
And I hate.
It's wishful, Tom.
So please, people, don't take that as John Hogan does not own PC Answers anymore. But John introduced us to Barb. Now, Barb, this is a great service. I never knew people like you exist. So explain what you do.
I am a family support advocate. I go in
family support advocate.
Right. I find out what the family needs, whether it's that they need medical home care, non-medical home care. Is it time for this person to be in a facility? Is it time? Do we just need to bring in extra help in the home? And
what kind of facility? And where do you find one? And what are you eligible for? All of that, right?
Yes. Yes.
You found stuff for Doreen we didn't even know. Possible Social Security she might be due for her former husband, her ex, also possible insurance, possible other stuff. So you really counsel the entire family.
Correct.
Give me an example of a family you've helped without names. Just give me an example of what you did and how surprised they were. Do you have any examples?
I have a family that I work with right now. The son lives out of state.
Yeah.
His mom was in independent living, and she needed more care than what was possible in her home. So we assisted her to move into a skilled nursing facility, and I go in once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, dependent upon what the family requests, and just make sure that family member
is a real life lore
they deserve. I'm sorry, what?
You help with shopping and actual everyday things?
Correct. And I make sure that so if they're in a skilled nursing facility, are they getting the care that they deserve? Are they answering the call lights appropriately? Is she eating? Is she drinking? There's been many cases. One of your people told me about a case where they had a family member that was not being cared for.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Now, how do you get paid? How do you get paid?
The family. It is all private pay right now. We're not recognized yet by insurance or by long-term care policies as something that saves them money. But as soon as they figure that out, hopefully we'll get that.
And you do save people
Yeah,
money.
but that's what I was going to say. Ultimately, her fees aren't even that much compared to what she can save.
Yeah, and but a typical example of a family, you got kids, they're all adults, they have their own lives, they have elderly parents, or an elderly mom or dad or aunt or uncle. They need to find out what's up, and the house is there. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they have too many assets. They don't know what they're eligible for. Just for a consultation to come in and come up with an action plan, what would that cost?
Nothing. My initial consultation with them is absolutely free.
And then what do you suggest after an initial consultation in a case like that, let's say?
Let's say that they have a home and the individual is not safe to be there anymore.
Right.
We need to consolidate assets and figure things out. I bring in a couple of my gurus, I call them, and have them assist us in figuring out what is the best. So how do we apply for Medicaid or Medicare? Do we need to do a spend down? What is the best possible solution for these people? If I'm going to be the advocate that's in there, it's generally a 3 times a week visit. And we figure out.
And what would a retainer like that be for 3 times a week, keeping an ongoing plan moving?
$1,500 a week, or I'm sorry, a month.
A month, and that is incredible when you consider 3 times a week and all of the services. Well, and then of course she works by hour, or you can do just. You said there was a $300 package for something. What was that?
There's a $500 package for a crisis package, and the crisis package is somebody could be just newly diagnosed, and the discharge planner's saying it's time for this person to leave the hospital. They're out of benefits.
Yeah.
But the family doesn't know where to look or where to go or what to do.
Right.
They call me, and it's a
you take it over.
Let's figure out what the main problem is here, and let's fix it.
You know, Barb, thank you. I want to give out your number, Angels Help, and we definitely need to get you on the referral list. Angels Help. Just very quickly, we're getting overtime. What was the main thing she helped you with that you liked?
She was just amazing. She came in, she talked to Doreen just with this calm voice and got Doreen settled down. She looked at all the papers. She helped me pack.
And she literally assessed her situation. She took all the complication out of it.
She did. And not only Doreen, but me.
And maybe Doreen might even be able to get like a Medicare or Medicaid.
Yeah, we're looking into all that. Barb and I are going to circle back around and keep an eye on her.
All right.
Barb, thank you.
Now,
you're my angel.
Here's her number, 720-449-BARB.
I just want to say.
What a great number. 720-449-BARB.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 iHeart Radio Station. With Ross Kaminsky Mornings, Michael Brown.
Looks like somebody on Facebook didn't like the Trump discussion.
You ever wanted to refinance your
Of course.
What did they say last
He's turning you off.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing. Let me tell you, they
You know, it's like people expect you not to have a role.
This is the thing. Over your rate or consolidate high interest debt, you don't have to worry.
The whole
about
discussion had both sides,
right? Because at American
Not
Financing,
really.
they offer 10
I mean, give me a break.
or 18-year
Like,
really
really,
any term you
talk
need.
about
It
policy.
truly is a custom.
Well, you know,
choose
and
the term based on your
I
budget.
do
And
gotta say
they'll
about
find the most
Trump,
competitive interest
I don't
rate.
think he
It's
really
your
tries to
mortgage
lie to
your way.
exaggerate.
Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter
How
what
does he exaggerate?
He said thousands of Muslims were dancing on the roof. There was.
He
There
also
wasn't.
said
People,
that
there
it
were
was the
people
biggest
dancing on the roof.
inauguration crowd in
the right
history.
program to achieve
Right, but like I say, but he was, then he looked back while he was talking about everybody
In
on
recent
on
history.
But it was.
Yeah, it was. I mean, recent history being that day. Exactly. Now get out of here with your bullshit.
Yeah, I'm really
You
watching
just
your
don't
drawing.
know how to read between the lines with this one.
If Trump came out and cured cancer tomorrow, they would be like,
Oh, they'd hang him.
you know how many jobs you're taking?
You're killing the medical industry.
Yeah,
Right?
right. No, I'm serious.
There'd be
I totally
no-
agree.
They do look for negatives. But the guy just has this.
I can't believe you're meeting with that dictator.
Right, after the, so I tried to ask this Charles, I was talking, what was the best thing Obama did?
I got Frank Duran on, I don't know
And
why
get
this
into what he
is
did.
validating. What do you
I know,
validating?
because he was paying $1,000 supplement.
Unless I didn't, hit enter, because I'm a ding.
Supplement.
Good for him. You know how much, I mean,
I have Frank
I
on
would
for
want
line
Mark to
three.
get on
I
that.
provided
It's under
healthcare for
contract,
every one of my
he didn't
employees
close.
before and
Oh,
since.
yeah, so that'd be a good one.
It's complete, I mean.
And it costs you more now than it did then.
It costs me way more, but it costs
them too.
The employee actually their benefits, their service from it. You talk to a doctor, they're like, it's not worth being in business.
Up here.
Now it's on quantity. It's not, they can't spend the time with you to see what really is.
What's his name?
Oh, okay.
Gotta get in and out, in and out. The only way I can be successful as a doctor is if I see a number of patients per day, period. The only way. So they can't really spend the time with me.
Okay.
Then you can
Nope.
set
Because if they do, then they'll go bankrupt.
So the people who did it, who say they like them, are people with their hand up.
How many are there? Well, look, I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't be there.
That's like I said, it's. I have a hard time finding some of the Belgian, like from Ripple side, even shopping for a
Is
kid.
he the one we should attribute the economy, or is that just something that started with Obama?
He's deregulated all
That's
kinds,
a big,
especially
let
for
me tell you,
things.
that's
That
a
is
big
what's
deal.
driving the
Just
economy.
that deregulation is a big deal.
It's huge. I mean, all the deregulation is driving down costs.
Dodd-Frank, did he?
Oh, no, he's starting to do it though. He's gonna modify it. He's not gonna do away with it, he's gonna modify it. So they can, like a bank, can loan more money than what they actually have. And,
There's way more to it than that, but yeah, there's a little bit.
Today is the day you
Trump is a genius businessman. Whoever's running the government should be a business-minded person.
If you or someone you know is
Not a politician.
you should have an extra PR people. You should have a whole division of PR.
I'm
not listening anymore. I love Hillary.
He does this.
You should see it. Seriously. I mean, when he.
Oh, he's bigger than life, dude.
I got that. No, he goes. When he walks down the aisle and stuff, I mean, he's looking at everybody, you know, pointing people out and stuff. He does. He uses confidence. Some people say arrogance. I say confidence.
It is both, for sure.
Well, you can't have that much confidence
I
without
will
a little
vote for him
arrogance.
10 times over, but it is true that he is arrogant, but that's what makes him good at what he needs to get done, where our country currently is and was.
If you were in a war and you had a general, you would not want a personality like Obama to be general.
Hell no. Oh my gosh.
CNN says he's bad.
Oh, that's good point. I didn't realize CNN was anti-Trump. CNN was anti-Trump.
Of course they did. I mean, they've been saying, I mean,
And MSNBC.
CNN is
But the ratings are dropping.
He thinks the quieter you are, the more you're apt to win the argument.
Denver's Talk
He
Station.
goes back and forth.
But you know, behind closed doors, Tom's voting for Trump.
Oh,
He did vote for Hillary, right?
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has free evaluations. No obligation. You got to get an evaluation of your hearing, and then you get to trial period. For a trial period, take a hearing aid. Now, these hearing aids are good for hearing loss. They have some for tinnitus, and they have some for both, of course. And the tinnitus treatment, apart from hearing aids, is called Dysynchra. That's a separate tinnitus treatment that's been hailed as a permanent solution for many. It never comes back, the tinnitus. Whatever it is in the field of hearing loss and tinnitus, you'll find at Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. They've been in it the longest. They have dedication and passion. 3 docs there really, really are dedicated, loving, caring, and responsible, and also they are just knowledgeable about what one doesn't know the other knows. So here's what you have. You have a brand new facility at 3601 South Clarkson, and one of the doctors new there, Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, now Dr. Dagmar, and they are just the kind of place where you feel taken care of. So give them a call, 303-534-0163, 534-0163. It's important, these free evaluation periods. So George is with us with Fix-It 24/7. And I want to know what you think about his jingle, and if you can come up with something, even during the show here, if you can come up with something short, we would like to know. This is a real estate issue that's kind of weird. This is a house with no AC, but the listing said it had AC, JJ?
Yes, sir.
Now, when does it become misrepresentation? Because obviously you had an opportunity to discover it did not have AC, right?
Right.
Because all anyone had to do, including a home inspector, would be look at it and see, oh, there's no AC. So I have a few questions. Jay, did you buy the house or not?
I haven't bought the house yet. We're under contract on it, and we're very close to closing. We close next week.
And you found out there is no AC.
Yeah.
And when you bring it up, what do they say? When you say, wait a minute, this says AC.
That's the thing, right? So when we first saw this house, we really liked it. We walked around it. We both said that's weird that there's not a compressor out on a pad somewhere.
Yeah, but once you bring it up to them, what do they say?
Well, once we had the official inspection done, right, so that we could say, hey, here's our expert who says there's no air conditioning in this house.
That's why you have inspections, right.
The listing agent went back and altered the MLS ad.
Okay, well, that shows good intent. That shows good intent.
It does show good intent?
Yes, it does. It shows that they...
Once we're under contract?
JJ, it shows... Let's analyze this, okay? It shows that they made a mistake. They went back and corrected the mistake. They didn't say to themselves, we got this pigeon, let's keep getting them until one bites and one stays with us. Now you have what's called an inspection. There is an inspection deadline, and then there's an inspection compliance. So, JJ, this is a very simple process, and here it is. During inspection, the house did not meet your standards because it had no AC. So therefore, you say it has no AC. We refuse this based on the inspection report. And then they say, okay, here's your money back. Goodbye. There is no damage. And you agree to that in the contract, that liquidated damages, that there are no there are no performance, there's no specific performance, there are only liquidated damages, and you both agreed that it would be the return of the earnest money. I mean, look at the contract. JJ, I know what you're saying.
He probably just wants the AC.
You're trying to get them for the price you're paying to put in air conditioning, right?
Yeah.
But you can't. Because,
why not?
Well, here's why. Because the inspection, what if you said, you know what, the roof came back bad. We want a brand new roof. And they say no. What would you do? Yeah. Do you think you can make them put on a brand new roof?
If the listing, like even right now, you could look at this house listed on Zillow. It's listed with central air conditioning.
JJ, because it's lit. JJ, number one, you got two possibilities. One, they did it by mistake. Or two, they did it on purpose. Let's go right to the worst case. Why anybody would do that on purpose is beyond me. But let's just say they're idiots and they thought these people are going to go through the entire closing and never notice it. Okay, now you put a contract down for something that was purposely misinterpreted, okay? What are your damages? I'm asking you. Here's your money back, JJ. Have a good day. Tell me what your damages are.
I mean, I see your point.
That's the whole point. Well, go to your contract. The contract will specify your damages. It will. There's a little box there that you could have checked what's called specific performance. No real estate contract that I know of ever is specific performance, meaning that what you say, I'm going to make you do. In fact, in general, specific performance contracts are usually bad news I'm not talking from a legal standpoint. I'm talking from a practical standpoint. Let's say you contracted with a guy and he said he was going to do your transmission for $1,400, but he wrote down $140. Now you say, you know what? This is a specific performance. You must do my transmission for $140. Do you think for a minute this guy will put his whole detail and attention to detail and do it willingly? He's not going to. They're going to. What I'm getting at is this. You can't. Aha, I gotcha. You said there was AC. In fact, it would have been probably better, and I'm not saying you would have won, it would have been probably better that you bought the house and then went back and sued because you're already in the house and you would have plenty of losses. Then the argument would be made, why didn't you mitigate your losses by having an inspection? What were you going to say?
Well, just why don't you try to negotiate with him and see if he'll come down a little?
Because in this market, you know what the guy's going to say? Take a hike, buddy. Hold on. Let's get a professional.
No, he might not. I mean,
well,
how much do you think it would cost to put in central AC if the furnace and ductwork are there?
Let's come back and talk about that. We'll tell you what you're looking at, JJ. What size house is it, JJ?
It's a 4,000 square foot house.
One level or two?
Two. And a basement, so 3 levels, really.
Okay, and hold on a second. We'll talk about that and more coming up. 303-713-8255. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and if you are ever injured and you need help, John Fuller will take your phone call and answer all of your questions, and he's not going to have his hand out for money. He does that as a referral list member and as an attorney for the community. All initial consultations are free. In fact, if you call him with any question about your case, it's free. He only will collect if you hire him, and he goes through with the case, and he only gets a percentage of what he collects. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Get the knowledge when you need it immediately from John Fuller. He'll call you back nights, weekends, holidays, 303-597-4500, personalinjuryco.com, 303-597-4500.
Yeah, he's got to have two. It's probably two furnaces in the basement. It's going to be two systems, not just one AC add-on. That'll be two.
Or a split system.
Two split systems. So,
No. I mean those little Mitsubishi things for that house.
Oh, mini split. We're talking about a mini split. Not a 4,000 square foot house. That'd be way more expensive. That actually, and it costs you more. That would be feasible.
Maybe they just put in a window AC.
How much would that cost? 70 approaching Quincy. Car actually rode off the highway onto Bellevue, blocking that roadway. The weather forecast. Well, going to be sunny and hot.
That's what you do, say central AC, or I'd say just...
Staff, check your messages.
6:30 K-How.
Are your bedrooms too hot? Can't sleep at night? Air conditioning running non-stop? Your AC costs by up to 80%. And sleep in cool, comfortable, fresh air with a quiet, cool whole house fan. Visit QCColorado.com for more details. That's QCColorado.com.
You've probably seen those crazy granite ads, save 70 to 80%. How is that possible? It's not. So you can go to one of those giant warehouses where you're just a number. Or you can go to a place that treats you like a person. The Art of Granite. The owner, Mitch, lets you pick out granite from his yard or from anywhere. He does not mark up that granite at all. It's wholesale to you. Then he fabricates the countertops you want. And you don't pay for any more granite than what you use. Art of Granite supplies premier designer countertops and cabinets. A direct importer of stone, granite, and quartz and other natural stone. Artistic, skillful, and affordable. Be smart with granite. The Art of Granite. They are fabricators. The ones who turn natural stone.
My wife and kids were coming out last night, but they decided not to.
Call the Art of Granite. You get
just
free
gone in
bathroom
Europe,
vanity tops
so
with the
just
purchase
gonna go to the
of
Rockets
your
game with my
kitchen.
mom and sister and nephews tomorrow.
303-386-5900.
Tomorrow night, watch the fireworks show.
Artofgranite.net.
Well,
Are you having a barbecue?
kind of was hinting that she didn't want to come, and I'm like, look, if you don't want to come, don't come. Like, you sure?
Dog without the bun. Let gluten-free things put the fun back in the bun without the worry of gluten. Freshly baked
I do.
bread,
You know, it's like therapeutic almost. You just think, and you just, I come up with a lot of stuff I come up with is long road trips. Because I just clear my brain, I don't keep thinking and driving. For me, it's just, I like doing it. So I find reasons to drive back and forth from here to call it. From California. No.
Are you kidding me?
That's if anybody says yes, they're freaking
liars. How about the one guy on HBO goes, I hope the economy crashes. It's the only thing that will stop them.
You know what?
Can you imagine saying that?
I'll guarantee you when Bush did the surge, I know there was liberals, thousands of liberals hoping that surge didn't work.
The only solar installer I recommend, I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. With more than 3,000 solar projects, save on energy bills, add value to your home and you own, so no complications if you sell. For a free solar efficiency analysis, 720-449-2935. 720-449-2935. You'll know whether it makes sense or not without wasting time. Offering a 20-year performance guarantee. A free solar guy.
Adding AC to a 4,000 square foot home that doesn't already have AC is a big deal.
Dell knows
that means
small about your small business.
Doesn't mean he gets it free just because they.
No, but I want to know.
But he can go back and negotiate. I mean, they're gonna. Anybody buying the house is gonna have that concern. So the guy buying selling the house, even though it is a crazy market.
Please ask Frank to talk without worrying about He doesn't have to know the law. I'm just asking for his gut feeling, because sometimes he's overly careful.
Make your home an ADT home and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring, starting at just $28.99 a month. That's about $1 a day from the most trusted name in home security. Get ADT's tested, trusted, and proven security and service, now at a great value. Don't wait. Call today. ADT, always there, now everywhere. Requires 36-month monitoring contract. Early termination, taxes and install fees apply. Certain markets excluded. See terms and pricing at ADT.com.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
This July 4th holiday is part of many people's vacations, and we come back from them feeling rested and more energetic. But how long do those effects really last? Let's ask an expert Thursday morning.
In other countries.
No. Even in ours, it was like 20 years when 20 to 30 people were on one row thing.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney. I just want to say something. Today, tomorrow, the next day, all week, people are drinking, they're cooking out, and here's what's crazy. No matter how much I say this, people are going to drink and drive. Not because they're stone cold drunks, but they think that, oh, I'm only going to have a couple drinks, I'm really not going to be drunk, and they make a mistake. I'm giving you this number because even if you get what you deserve, but you still need an attorney to get through the system. And sometimes there are rare cases where people are falsely accused, but here it is. 303-429-6200, Joseph A. Lazara. 303-429-6200. Keep that number. And then, of course, it would be better if you called Uber or Lyft. Then you wouldn't need Joe's number. Joe Lazara, 303-429-6200. Okay, you know, there are people who advertise, and we're going to run out of time, but I needed to get Frank's perspective. And we're going to come back because Fix It 24/7 is giving us an estimate, just a rough estimate. Here's the deal. There are times people say, you know what, JJ, they say, if we put this house in there, and we don't list AC, nobody will even look at it. But maybe we'll get someone to look at it if we list AC. Then once they look at it, then at least we have someone to negotiate with. It's quite possible, JJ, that they did that on purpose. Here's the problem with false advertising. In all of my years, when I have confronted people with false advertising, do you know what the Attorney General has said to them? Stop doing it. In other words, stop doing it. And then they stop. They don't make them, they don't penalize them unless it's like on a massive scale. So I have a fear that even if they did this on purpose, you still can't use it. But I am going to beg you to hang on so I can talk to Frank Duran, the real estate man, about this. I want to know what would happen if one of his clients did it.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and once again, what a great opportunity to talk to another, not just happy, but grateful client of Advanced Tax
Solutions. I'm talking with Steve, a farmer from Hawkins, Colorado. Tell us a little of your story.
12 grand.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's
More than that.
more. It depends if it's one, yes, around 12.
Ended up having to file.
If it's two systems, double that.
For a while, so.
And that's if all the duct works. How do you know whether it's going to be one or two?
Right around 90,000.
So they have to go look at the house, and we would literally measure
What
the
would mean if
house.
it's broken in?
No, it would mean if it had two furnaces, it's
There's
two.
already duct work in the house, right?
Right, so well, no, even if he already has one
They're
furnace,
already
it
duct
still
work
may
in
need
his house.
two.
They already
You may need, but then you have to get the furnace. And even if you,
experts to help you with the
I mean,
IRS, you
I
can go
assume the house is brand new. So if you're gonna do this, you might as well change your furnace into two. Then
They already have duct work in the
that
house.
Station 630 K.
Okay. And do they have one or two furnaces right now? Do you know?
Michael Brown afternoons.
Okay. Hold on. They have one furnace.
Oh, it's one?
And they have duct work.
Well, so the thing is, you can just do one system. So I could probably spend a 4,000 square foot house on a 100-degree day. It's gonna, I mean, it's gonna be better than obviously nothing, but it's not gonna cool your house down to 70.
I wonder if that 4,000 feet is including the basement.
Oh, he is.
You think so?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you don't have to air the
What I can tell
basement.
you is that we're continuing to make
I
progress.
always found the basement, the cooler just settles into the basement by itself.
It does. Heat rises, yeah. It's always the upstairs. Especially these houses when they build them with no AC. They build them so when you have AC, you want bigger ductwork. When the houses were only built with a furnace, the ductwork's too small.
Really?
So yeah, so the biggest, especially when you get to the upstairs, the biggest problem. So it's probably an upflow furnace in the basement, and we can add AC to it. But I mean, we would tell them that
If you go to Site Manager,
cool upstairs.
and they show me where the usernames and passwords, when you hit accounts, it's just my account. Just shows Susanna Troubleshooter, I don't get a list or anything.
Add AC to that one, and then add another
Oh, there it is.
upstairs for the upstairs. That's for the entire upstairs downflow system, and add AC to that.
Do you guys
That's a big job.
full house fans?
Yeah.
You know, we got 1,600 square foot house, not very big, but got an advantage. If it gets above 95, it will not keep it below 70. If it gets above 95, but that's how many days out of the year? I mean,
Right now it's every day.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 94 today.
yeah, well, no, until it gets 95, and then if it's 96, it will keep it to 71. It's about a degree, you know, so by the time you get to 100, it says 70,
71 to me is cold in the summer.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages.
yeah, there's a couple days that it's not perfect, you know, a few days out of the year, but it's so much cheaper to run.
I like people who in the wintertime they want it 73, in the summertime they want it 60.
Yeah.
I know. Or in the winter, they're willing to, no, they want it, they can live with it 76 in the winter, but not in the summer. 76 is too hot. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, my wife told me saying that she reneged on coming, she's giving me shit, so everybody say hi to my wife.
He didn't really say that.
So they're watching.
Language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel
Great state of California.
Conversational in a new language.
This restaurant guy, both his phone numbers are disconnected, his Facebook page is closed.
Go to babbel.com.
So what do you say?
I think it's gonna be a little hard to follow.
I say there goes $156.
Well, I'm
try
something though.
That's babbel.com.
Sending a hardship letter to his wife.
So you on his wife?
Well, she said he's married, so I have a couple times I've done these hardship letters have been kind of effective. Gee, thank you for giving my son the opportunity to have a work experience and he's saving for a college. Now he's very disappointed. Could you save your heart to
You're no doubt a follower of Trump.
me?
No, the guy that did
Thanks, 811.
Learn that from
Plant my
Trump.
new garden.
I could have installed the new fence without you. Thanks, 811.
The service is free and easy.
We've hired people for years that never accused anybody of a paycheck.
Visit colorado811.org for more information. Sponsored by
Well, let's say sometimes it's not cheating.
You're not running the ductwork, you're just putting the unit in. I don't need
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction.
So if he has one furnace in that big of a house, I promise you, the right is probably, the furnace is probably either in the basement or the attic, right? Probably in the basement.
Mental health issue, anxiety,
You add AC to that.
or trauma related to substance
When they build these houses with just a furnace, the
you're
ductwork
not
is too
alone.
small.
There's help. Call the Raleigh House
So
today. They've established a special
when it comes
number
to AC, you
address
want
your
bigger
concerns.
ductwork.
720
And that's the problem we have in Colorado all over, because you didn't have to put AC in the home until, within the last 10 years, until they changed the code. So when you build a house, you have to. You didn't have to before. You have to now.
It's treatment.
Law?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
If you build a house now, you have to add AC.
Why?
Actually, in California, starting in 2020, if you build a house in California, you have to have solar. You can't build a house without solar now. That'll be here soon. That will be here soon.
No.
They will. It'll be everywhere.
Why? You required air conditioning.
That's coming now.
Jessica, it doesn't make sense.
Wow, you look
Me neither.
fabulous.
I mean,
Okay, I gotta know.
they add stuff all the time. It's been that way for,
Wouldn't count?
man, I would say,
$100 creams or lotions either.
Jordan, there has to be AC, can't be an evaporative.
It's the ultimate.
they have to have an air conditioner when they build a house.
That just seems
hyaluronic acid.
Confident. I'm confident that's true. I don't do new construction, so I don't have that.
Our house is very comfortable with evaporative.
But yeah, when they build a house now,
It's great for beautiful skin.
it has to have AC.
Flexible joints. You know,
I also
guys love
heard
it too,
somewhere,
especially when they
thought
hit
it was maybe
50.
from you,
What's
most
wrong?
Hispanics don't have enough return
No,
air.
it doesn't. You
Yeah,
can
that's
get
a
a
big
free
deal.
bottle
Absolutely.
of Ultimate HA today.
Did you say
Big
free?
Give them a call.
In
That's
fact, they'll
what
shut
I
your
did.
furnace down.
Free bottle of
You don't have enough
HA
return
capsules.
air.
Just
Just in mind.
Yeah, but most of them don't have enough.
1-800-32. 1-800-218-9892.
It's all about everything to do with your furnace and air conditioner is all about air. You want your duct sizing to be big.
Is the
You want the
Troubleshooter
system
Show.
not to be oversized. A lot of times the system's oversized, the ductwork's too small, and it's trying to push too much air, and it can't, so it ices out. And it's just...
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by artofgranite.net. Welcome. If you need help, information, or referrals, give us a call. This is the place to do it. For 40 years, solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints, recovering millions of dollars for people in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Art of Granite gives you a price on the phone. That's right. If you need granite or some cabinets, you're redoing your kitchen, you can get a price on the phone. That's how confident he is, because he does wholesale on all material and simply charges a small markup for the cabinets, and then when it comes to fabrication and installation, that's what he charges for. He tears out and hauls away free and does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. He'll gladly give you a price on the phone, and that price will be within 100 or so of the final price, as long as you don't change your mind on stuff. 303-386-5919. Get your project underway well before the fall. Once you engage with him, it's 1 to 4 weeks and it's done. 303-386-5919. Open 6 days a week, closed Sundays. And he does the Front Range and all the mountain communities. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. All right, now listen, we have Frank Duran, the real estate man. This is a complicated case because it's already under contract, and then the inspection came, and then you have inspection objections and all of that. But what happens when something is listed wrong? I'm sure it happens all the time, either intentionally or by mistake. Let's talk to Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. So, Frank, when you list something, and let's say that it's wrong, what happens usually? I'm sure with the hundreds and hundreds of homes you sell, you come across this.
Good morning, Tom. You know something, I think a very important factor, though, on the seller's property disclosure, it does list on there air conditioning, yes or no, or yes in this case. So that is typically given to the buyer within 24 hours of going under contract.
Now,
So
JJ, did you get well, I forgot all about that. That's a good one. JJ, did you actually get that disclosure sheet?
We got the disclosure
Yeah.
the day of the inspection.
Okay.
After the inspection.
After
We
the inspection.
requested it
What
and
did the
requested it.
disclosure say as far as air conditioning?
Nothing. It was blank. And by the time they gave us that disclosure, we had already told them that our inspector found no air conditioning on this property.
Okay. Now, JJ, you understand, and I know you're hell-bent on trying to tell us that they were trying to pull one over on you. I don't.
Oh no, I mean, I'm
don't
not
think
on saying that. I don't think they're trying to pull one over on me. I'm saying that they're not. They made a mistake and they're not willing to make it right.
Well, they are willing to make it right. I'll bet they'll give you your earnest money back.
Well, I'm way too down this road to try to find a new house. Like my house, I finished the sale. I closed on my house on Monday.
All right. Now, how long after being under contract did you discover no air?
It probably wasn't more than a week, right? Like you go under contract, you schedule the inspection.
So you could have backed out in a week. You didn't have to go all the way down the road. That's what I'm getting at.
We could have. And we felt like, even after discussing this with an attorney, we felt like...
Yeah, what did the attorney tell you?
Well, I'll get to that.
I know what the attorney told you, that under your contract, you can get your earnest money back and walk. That's what he told you, if he's a real estate attorney.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. So, Frank, what do you think, man? What do you think? We got ethics and we have law, but what is your gut feeling, Frank? If this happens, have you seen owners feel compelled to come through with something?
Tom, I haven't ran into something like this in a long time, but yes, sometimes they do. But keep in mind something, though. On the MLS, it says not intended for public use, all data deemed reliable but not guaranteed. And I do think the buyer has a little bit of an uphill battle.
Frank, I didn't know about that disclaimer.
Yeah, that's actually in the MLS.
Okay. What else? As far as the inspection objection, that's what does that say? Does it say they must fix the items? What usually is the wording for an inspection objection?
Okay, so that's the buyer's opportunity to ask for anything that they want fixed. Now, the seller has the right to say yes or no, but I would also say we have to look at the timing of this contract, because typically that property disclosure is due usually within 24 hours. So why it was given on the day of inspection, I don't know, but I do know. Let's say I'm representing the buyer, I'm going to ask for that property disclosure right away.
Right.
I'm not going to wait till the day of the inspection.
But now that they've already made the mistakes. That's the point. They already made the mistakes. They listed it wrong.
They wouldn't give it.
Huh?
They wouldn't give it to us. We requested it over and over, and they would not give it to us.
So, JJ, I guess the question is this to Frank. Frank, you've seen enough of these contracts. In fact, in Colorado, it's said that brokers have a limited practice of law when it comes to the real estate transaction. You've seen enough of these contracts. JJ thought he could force them to put in AC. I want to know about liquidated damages versus specific performance. Do they still give a choice on these contracts?
Well, true, Tom. Here's the thing, though. Either way, regardless, if you look at the contract, the buyer always has specific performance over the seller. There's no box for the seller. The only box is the buyer has the choice to mark specific performance or liquidated damages.
Yeah, but the seller doesn't have to agree to liquidated damages.
No. In fact, if the seller defaults, that would just mean that they decided not to go to closing. This is not about, a misunderstanding maybe over the air conditioning.
All
That's
right.
why I feel the buyer has a very strong uphill battle.
But if specific performance was checked, then the seller would have to put air conditioning in, I would think.
Oh, no. Actually, the buyer always has specific. If you look, it's item 21.2. If seller's in default, there is no box for the seller. There's only a box for the buyer to click. So the seller, if they're in default, the buyer would have specific performance or damages or both. If the seller.
That's what I mean. The buyer could make the seller. If it was checked as specific performance, the buyer could make the seller come through with the air.
Oh, no, not at all, Tom.
No?
Not at all, no. The only thing that's for is if the seller defaults and doesn't close, then the buyer could sue for specific performance or
you mean
damages or both.
To make them close?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So it's not to specifically hold them to the contract?
Not to hold them to, well, the air conditioning is not part of the contract. That was just something put on the MLS. Now, if it was
Oh, hold on. Oh, so it's only the house that's part of the contract.
Correct.
What if on the contract they write down specific things, like sometimes they'll put exercise equipment, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then it becomes part of the contract.
Then it becomes part of the contract. So if air conditioning was specifically mentioned in the contract, now that could be a totally different story. But again, he still might have an uphill battle, but but if it's in the contract, sure, it's specifically written in there.
I see. So when you're saying specific performance, you mean to the letter. I mean, it's the house, period, and you have to specify anything you want added to that house because the MLS is not considered part of the contract.
And that's mainly just if the seller's in default, Tom. That just means that, if they ultimately just, for whatever reason, decide not to go to closing, which you don't really see that.
Or if they found a higher buyer right afterwards and they wanted to, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the buyer, on the other hand, they have the right to check the box or not.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing then, JJ. It sounds to me, and your attorney probably told you this, we're giving you common sense advice, he gave you legal advice, but I'll bet you they're both saying the same thing, that you have very little to go on, right? Didn't he, basically?
I mean, air conditioning is in the inclusions part of my contract.
What do you mean?
Price includes, for inclusions, section 2.5 inclusions, the purchase price includes the following items.
And what does it say?
The property. It says the lighting, heating, plumbing, ventilation, air conditioning, and all the rest of that stuff, unless it's under the exclusions.
Okay, well, listen. Is the box checked for specific performance? Or liquidated damage? What does it actually say, Frank? Do you have to check for specific performance, or do you check for liquidated damages?
Well, Tom, I'm looking at it right here. There is no checkbox for the seller to check. There's only the buyer has that option.
He's the buyer, Frank. That's why I'm
Tom,
asking.
My friend, I understand all that. What I'm saying is there's only one box, and that's the buyer.
Yeah.
They can either mark specific performance or not.
That's what I'm asking. Did JJ mark specific?
No, the box is not checked.
It's not checked. Okay, so you don't have you can't make him adhere to that contract, which means, Frank, what? What is considered liquidated damages?
Liquidated damages would be, for the buyer, would be their earnest money. That's about the most the seller can keep is the earnest money in that case. They could not force them to buy the property.
Okay, but and then conversely, then the most JJ's going to get is his earnest money back.
In this instance, correct.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yep.
He did the right thing by speaking to an attorney, because if it's written in the contract, I mean,
right.
Is he saying it's specifically written out that the air conditioning stays with the property?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
where he'll need to speak to an attorney, but I do believe he has an uphill battle with this.
Yeah, because he didn't do the specific performance, and that's the thing, JJ. You had the choice there. Did you even know what that box meant?
Nope.
Yeah. So listen, man, here's, let me guess what's happening. The seller will not move, will they?
Nope.
Because they know they can sell that house to somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The problem is that this guy, the seller's agent, kept it a secret. Like, even after
JJ, we already went through that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right. You're talking about two different things. You're talking about what's right, but that doesn't make him put air in for you because he kept it a secret. And I don't believe they kept it a secret. I believe it was an oversight. But how much now? Let's talk. Approximately, fix it 24/7. Approximately, if the ductwork is there and all that, what are you thinking?
Not changing the furnace. I mean, it's still adding AC. It's a pretty big house, 4,000 square foot house. I mean, it's going to be above a $10,000 job.
Above 10,000. Now, I'm asking you, is it worth that to you, JJ, to put another 10 on it, or 15? Depending on ductwork and all of that, permits, is it worth it?
Oh, this house is definitely worth it.
Another 10 or 15.
But it's it was an unanticipated expense.
No, it sucks. It totally sucks. And I agree with you, by the way. It sucks. 303-713-8255. Centeno Schultz for Living True Stem Cell Therapy. Centeno Schultz. And that's the one you should call immediately, even for just information. When you go to see them for an evaluation, if you're not a candidate, they'll tell you. These chiropractic offices doing fake stem cell do it for everyone. I don't think they've ever turned down a patient saying, no, it's not going to work. At least with Centeno Schultz, they have other alternatives. They're MDs and registered nurses, the real deal. Centeno Schultz. 303-963-9201. They're located right here in Broomfield. People come from all over the world to see them. Centeno Schultz.
Sucks. When something like that happens, I know what Mark's thinking. Wah. You know, move on. Right, Mark? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I'm thinking boring as shit. The guy keeps circling back to the same thing over and over again.
They did it on purpose. They kept it a secret. People have this thing, Frank, about justice. They have this thing.
Frank's going to email you. He just wanted me to clarify. I don't know what was said on the air. But when it comes to the buyer side, the specific performance does have to be checked. The sellers, it's an automatic specific. Okay, I don't know what was said. I'm just.
It was clear.
Don't choose the messenger.
He said it a million times.
So, anyway, I let him go.
No, I agree with him totally. Yeah, it's automatically specific performance. The buyer must buy, right? He's saying.
Oh, I don't know what the end result was. And then George, Mark, Tom, I sent you guys a nice fix-it.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Yes.
I got kids who, this has been confusing the hell out of me. First of all, I received the thing that said never mind about the warranty because the car was totaled in a hailstorm. He bought a deluxe warranty and then he only got the basic one or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I called this dealership. This was a 2004 Acura. This guy paid $14,000.
No way.
Oh yeah, he did a lot. Paid $14,000 for 2004 Acura with a buck ton of miles on it. Paid for gap insurance, $3,000 for monthly warranty.
He paid $3,000 for a warranty?
Yeah.
That car was worth $3,000.
We have any more water?
Then I called Drew at Pikes Peak Acura, and they look in the records to this guy. They don't have a 2004 Acura he ever bought. They got a 2014 Lexus and 2018 Acura TLX. The whole thing is.
I don't know if you guys care. I kind of care because I thought we decided somebody showed up having a problem wanting to talk, so Daff went out to the lobby. I just thought you guys should be the one.
Why would she do it?
Well, you know, it's a lady, so this time might not be a big deal.
It's Corey dressed up in a wig. That dude snuck all the way up here to the fifth floor. Fuck yeah, he was making coffee on the video. That fucking nut.
Amusement park in Dallas where you can drop
in the building? Yeah, he snuck in like 3 times. I mean, true
no
logo. Just nutty,
I'll send
man.
you
How
the
do you get
link.
in?
I mean,
And then what? He
it's
followed
just
someone in through the back door, convinced him that he worked here.
But you drop on what?
A big old, you know, trampoline kind of thingy.
It was
Anyway,
bad,
I'll
man.
find it for you and
He
send
was
it to
stalking
you.
big time. He was a nut.
Who was he going after? Who did he go after?
Everybody in the, well, anybody on this floor.
Okay, I thought it was a specific person he went after.
No.
Okay.
No, he's a fucking crazy like me.
Patrick,
I gave him Tom's home address, alarm code.
Patrick did call with the learning disability yesterday. I got hold of his.
Who is?
Patrick called with the learning disability. I got hold. He has a court-appointed advocate. Also, the whole complaint is that they didn't mow his backyard. Yeah, we got down to it. They didn't do my backyard.
There's that's like the one I told you about for the parking. You wanted like $3.50.
Yeah. He has everything done for him. Everything. He's not happy that they're not fixing his car, or they wouldn't pay his vet bills for his dog.
Who wouldn't do this?
He's got a court-appointed. He actually got hurt, but he's got a terrible learning disability, and he's got a
But who was supposed to pay his vet bills for his dog?
They wouldn't because it wasn't part of his care, his state care.
Oh, and he says it's a we call it a dog sale.
It's not. It wasn't service. No, it didn't do it. It's just
Well, I'm at your disposal.
Well, just off my dog. I could have bought food for my dog.
Blowhard, John Caldera. Join me Thursday at 4 for more Irreverent
No.
Radio.
Joe thinks he's on the show on Friday the 20th, so there's definitely a miscommunication.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Pro Auto Care has my car today, right now as we speak, doing all of the needed service. They give me a reminder, and they're great people. I use both stores near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. They're faster, better, and cheaper than dealers, and they have all kinds of deals for Martino listeners. Go to their website, 303proauto.com, okay? 303proauto.com. That's the phone number, too, by the way, 303-PRO-AUTO. And then if you go to the website, 303proauto.com, click on my name, you'll find specials just for my listeners. And there are things that you couldn't do yourself for the money they're charging. Why? Because they want new customers, and they want to introduce you to them. So you go there, and they will then have a relationship where they can remind you of things that needed to be done to the car, and that's how they increase their business, by giving extraordinary deals and value. And in between every repair is roadside assistance, because it lasts 36,000 miles, which is usually in between each repair. Levi wants to know about a school, and by the way, Fix It 24/7. We have that. We're going to be promoting that more. We have that $1,000 contest for the jingle, and you need to upload it to either your YouTube or just YouTube, and then give us a link to be in the running for this $1,000 prize. And we're probably going to award that sometime next week. But we're going to see how many entries we get. This is a short week. So, hey, Levi, what's going on with you, sir?
So I am looking into getting into a school, and so it's a programming, computer coding school.
What kind of education do you have now going in?
I have a bachelor's degree right now.
And you're not doing anything with it?
No, I can't get into any kind of job right now.
You have a bachelor's degree, and what did you study?
I did. I kind of created my own degree. So the thing about this school, which I guess is different, is that you don't pay anything up front, but you do have to sign what's called an income share agreement.
And how long does that income share last?
It lasts for 2 years, according to what they.
What does it turn out to be? What do you share?
I share my income, or
what percentage? Here's what I want to know: dollars and cents. How much does it cost? For example, they say you don't pay a dime if you don't get a job, and if you get a job making under 50 grand, you don't pay. But if you make 50 grand or more, you pay a percentage. What percentage?
It's 17%.
17% for 2 years. Is that
yes.
what they say?
Yes, sir.
And what if you don't keep the job for 2 years?
Then you stop payment.
Until you get your next job?
Yeah, until I get a job that makes that much money again.
Okay. You know, first of all, as college goes, it's cheap. College is very, 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 very expensive. People might say, I'd never pay that. Yet, if you think about what college people pay, you know, upwards of $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, for what? You know, that's for an undergraduate degree in some of these private schools and big state schools. I think going to Boulder from out of state is up around 60 grand a year right now. It's outrageous. So this sounds like a personal decision, but Levi, if it's a rock solid contract and you only pay if you make 50 grand or more. Now remember, you're thinking 50 minus 8,500. Oh, I can live on that, but it's not 50 minus 8,500. Because that 8,500 comes out after taxes. That's 8,500. That's what they're taking. So if you're going to pay tax on that money, which you are, you know, you're going to be hurting. I would say you're going to make what, 35? Yeah, 35 grand net. Now you take away. I mean, that's if you're only making 50. I don't know what you're looking for, Levi, and why you think this school will do better than, let's say, just going out and trying to get a job. Do you know anything about programming?
I don't, and so they are. They say that they would actually kind of give a full-blown overall course that would help you get into a job, and so it's I think
well, whatever. Here's the thing, Levi. I don't know what to tell you. Do you have parents that have helped you along the way, or brothers or sisters, or anyone that know your situation?
So yes. So I think the kind of the main thing is that they were wanting to kind of get me to ask you is they have connection to a bank, and that's kind of what they're worried about.
Now, what do you mean by that?
So you have to connect a bank account with them.
Sure.
And so they
want to be paid. They want to be paid, and if you get a paycheck, they're going to have that paycheck deposited to that checking account, and then they're going to withdraw their money. I mean, I don't know if this place is trustworthy. I have no idea, but I don't think it's a terrible thing that they're willing to say if you don't make 50 grand or more, you don't collect. I mean, we don't collect. How long does that obligation last?
It lasts for 5 years.
What does that mean? So in 5 years, if you don't work, you never owe them a dime.
Right. That's what they're saying.
And in 5 years, if you get a job on the 3rd year or the 5th year, you pay them only that $8,500 on the 50 grand.
I believe so, yes.
Well, I would have an attorney look at the agreement, make sure there's nothing that extends it or some magic termination date or anything like that. I mean, what do you think of it, George? What do you think? I mean, they're saying we're going to teach you how to code and program, and all you have to do is pay if you get money, if you can make. What do you think? What's your gut telling you?
I think it's a good deal. I mean, these colleges, I know so many people that go to college are spending 30, 40, 50 years paying student loans.
I know it.
And
it's a lifetime of debt.
And every one of them that I know that are doing
not working.
Every one, 100%, and statistically across the nation, it's over 80%, aren't using what they went for. So in their career, they're not using their degree. So I try to tell people, so unless you know for sure, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be something very specific,
right?
Then yeah, you know what? You got to go to college, got to go. But if you don't know, go to a trade school. You could be making, people don't realize this, you could be making a 6-figure income in less than 3 years with no student loans. No, I mean, you get the education from the apprenticeship.
In less than 3 years.
Yeah, if you got a great work ethic, less than 2.
Less than 2.
I've actually had guys do it in less than 1.
You have had guys that come in, get trained.
I have a guy that works for me right now, Tom.
Yeah.
I hired him June of last year. Okay. I hired him June of last year. His personal income this year will be over $120,000.
So that's what you can do if you have a work ethic and you have a trade. So many people don't learn trades.
And a positive attitude.
Yes.
I'll tell you that.
Okay. Now, if you were going to go to college, everyone thinks they must go to college no matter what, even if they don't have the end in mind. If you don't have the end in mind, then I'd say it's okay. If you want to get a college education, then don't spend $80,000 a year for the same general liberal arts education you can get at Metro State. Seriously, I mean, why burn through that money?
College. Yeah.
And then put your emphasis on either the last 2 years of your bachelor's degree going in for the prerequisites for your postgraduate. But it's almost become postgraduate is where you put your money. I mean, that a regular bachelor's degree means very little. It's ridiculous. So, you know, Levi, if they're willing to truly, you know, do that, take a look at it and have someone look at the contract. As far as being connected to a bank account, I don't mind that, as long as that account is only for that money. I wouldn't put all of my money in it. I would only put in there what's required to keep that deal alive. Crystal, what's going on with you, Crystal? Crystal?
Tom.
Yes.
Hi, Tom.
What's happening?
Sorry about that. My son rented a car from Avis.
Yes.
And he turned it back in on June 6th. Well, he left two of his ignition keys on the key ring, okay, and he lives in Kiowa.
Two of his ignition keys from his car?
This is from two of his other cars.
Okay, and he left it on the Avis keyring.
Correct.
Those Avis keyrings are usually like welded or crimped shut. You know.
I don't know how he did.
All right, hold on a sec. We'll come right back to that then. All right. Cam Solar is a solar company. Right now, solar, I'm being told, is mandatory in California if you build a house. You must have a solar component. Is that right, George? In 2020? It starts in 2020, did you say?
It starts in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to make you put solar in.
So it's now passed.
It is passed.
It is passed, yeah.
Okay, they don't have that in Colorado, but I'll tell you this. If you want solar to get a handle on what you will save, they will give you a 20-year performance guarantee at Cam Solar. Cam Solar has more than 3,000 systems in operation, and they give a 20-year parts warranty on all of the parts in your system, plus a 20-year performance guarantee, all in 20 minutes. All you have to do is go online, fill out this form with your lot number, your address. They'll look it up online, and they have satellite imagery that can predict what that solar system will generate over 20 years. If it's worth it, give it a shot. If not, no obligation. It's really up to you. Just go on and fill out this form. This form doesn't even obligate you to an appointment. All you have to do is fill it out. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. If you're curious about exactly what solar will do on your lot, this will tell you. And with Cam Solar, you own, you don't lease. It does not complicate things when you go to sell. And there's no money out of pocket, and low interest financing gives you savings right off the bat. Go camsolar.com/troubleshooter.
For what? During the Las Vegas shooting.
During the Las Vegas shooting. Literally, Las Vegas Metros, the video just got released.
Why did he sit outside?
Because he's a fucking chicken. He's like that school cop over
No,
at,
the school cop was assessing the situation.
yeah, in the golf cart heading the other way.
That's what he said. He said
He turned around and ran.
He was a pussy, man.
Man, I'm telling you, that guy was on the Today Show crying.
Remember
He was
said
on the Today Show?
he was going to,
Why would he come on?
he was retiring.
Yeah, because he had a fishing trip the next week.
So this guy, he turned a tail too?
I've changed
No,
my
he
name
said
to
outside.
disappear.
Nobody knows his name. Do you know his name? No.
Scott Peterson.
You know the guy in Florida?
Oh, Florida, Scott Peterson.
You know his name?
Yeah.
And that's a weird name to have, Scott Peterson.
Another
He's the one
Scott
that,
Peterson, yeah.
that killed Lacey Peterson.
Look up Coward and, didn't you look it up, Mark?
Look up Coward, his name pops up.
And,
Oh, if you search Coward in Google, he's the first guy to pop up.
No shit?
No shit.
You know how quick I changed my name and move? I mean, why would he come? I don't know. Dumbass to begin with. Continue.
How come your pictures and stuff don't come up?
oh, should I go images?
No, I mean, no, it's weird. How come?
Yeah, with the
Check. Here, watch. I'll do it on mine. Coward.
I'm expecting somebody to call in with a
Florida Coward, I bet you put that in there.
Well, it's died down a little too.
Yeah, you're right.
It's died down.
I can't believe.
No, before if you put in Coward, he literally his picture.
I can't believe you'd be going on the Today Show.
I know.
What?
Let's put my face out there in front of everybody again.
Okay,
He is a coward.
do school Coward.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, every single one that pops up.
First of all, I wouldn't be in a position to run the other way.
Guess what he made? Do you know what he made for his pension?
What?
What would you think?
Over 100.
Over 100,000 for his pension.
You know, I taught at Pickens Technical College, and students come out of there
First one.
with
all of
great
them.
jobs,
Every one of them.
everything.
Every video.
Some of the
He's
well,
got a lawsuit against him too.
unbelievable money.
There goes some of his pension.
We couldn't get a welder certified because the companies that come in.
He knew that
take
it was
them out of
really
there,
bad. He was
well,
assigned
we
to
got
school. He
certified.
knew the kids that were getting
Guaranteed
shot.
they'd get them
And that's how this market is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this market right now for demand for any plumber, electrician, stage right, it doesn't matter. It's all of them.
The welding was a 2-year program. Nobody ever got past either. Because an employer would come in, offer big money, say they'd get them certified, and they're gone.
I'll bet you get some emails asking about going to work.
Well, you're right about the attitude thing.
You want people, right, if they have resumes, you
It is.
want to send them to you.
It's so hard to find people with a go-get-em, self-startup attitude.
Right.
I've heard so many people have to micromanage. Okay,
That's you know, people are paid more on attitude than they are skill.
Yes, I agree with that.
yeah.
Harvard actually did a study. Like, if you list all the things, if you're looking for a perfect employee and you list them all on a board, and then go back and say attitude or skill, almost all of them are attitude.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're talking about like a pilot, right?
Well, look,
Or a doctor. I don't care if my brain surgeon.
Still,
But do I want a pilot
But
who
if
has
a
this
pilot-
shitty attitude and is going to
If
go
you
off
have
the
a
deep end and
pilot
crash my
highly
plane?
skilled,
Well, that's true.
If you have a pilot highly skilled and another one not as skilled but way nicer, you'd go with the nicer. wouldn't you?
You and the nice thing.
I've never heard of pilot. They always like mumble when they said, "Hey, men, we're flying in the DAI."
Not on the radios.
But if I owned airline,
Brush twice a day for
I guess,
2 minutes. Paying attention
and
to
I
these
had
habits has a huge impact on your
a
health.
pilot who was a super skilled pilot and one who was a good pilot, but really good with my customers and would keep my customers coming back, I want that guy.
So I got a call from Jack.
How about the friendliest, coolest guy in the world that has never flown before versus a real asshole?
I'll teach you how to fly first.
So Jack Lund's call wasn't sure because I just got a new updated credit card.
Oh, I need that. Just
Ask.
ask who? I asked Suzanne to send me it. She sent it to me. How the fuck would we know Jack called you? And wouldn't you give that information to Suzanne?
I did.
How do you bill it?
You always give her shit every time she talks to you, Mark.
You're damn right I do.
See? I'm not the only one. All right, I will explain it to Suzanne is giving you the
Did you already give it to Suzanne?
Yeah, I gave it to her 2 weeks ago. So Jack was like, no, no, no. I think it's the way he shows me.
It is.
Hi, Tom
Shine of
Martino,
love.
your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK.
And let me to...
Ron's got a trade school comment. George Donaldson from Fix It 24/7 said so many people overlook trade school they can be making 6 figures in a few years. Ron, what's your comment, sir?
Dom, I retired as a police officer and went to work at a high school for 8 years, security guard. But during that time, I found that, and this was an upper middle class neighborhood, that these counselors push these kids into college. And when you try to discuss with these kids, and they'll come up and talk to me off the cuff, you know, I really don't want to go to college,
Right.
but my parents want me to.
Yeah.
And they have a arrogance, a lot of these schools, about if you don't go to college, you're somehow a lesser person. Or
That's how they indoctrinate you into that liberal train of thought, too.
Ron, that's a good comment. You're right. Now, Crystal wanted to talk about this Avis rental. Her son rented a car, returned it June 6th, and left his car keys, his own personal keys, on the ring. And where do we stand? What can we do to help you, if anything?
I was wondering if you folks know somebody over there, maybe cut through some of this red
Now,
tape.
what kind of red tape is it to get these keys?
Well, you wouldn't think that it'd be a big deal, right? Because it was on the ignition keys. Now, as soon as he got home, he called them, and they said, well, you got to go online and fill out this form.
Oh,
So he
come
did
on. Come
Right?
on. Well,
Yeah,
isn't it easier to just have keys made for his cars?
Well, see, okay, here's what the problem is with his car, is that he lives out in Kiowa, okay, and for his 2002 Nissan Maxima, that's the only ignition key he's got. So he has to have it towed to a dealership, because he called the dealership. They said they can't make him a key for it unless he gets the car to it. So that's the whole reason I'm calling you folks. You know, if it wasn't any big deal just to get the key, if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I don't know if you guys knew anybody over there or something, because weekly they send him an email, like I forwarded to you folks, that says, sorry, we still haven't found your keys. And I'm just like, come on, guys.
Well,
they were in the car.
I don't understand. Like, is it the car physically in Colorado still?
Who knows? He can't get any information.
But does
on it.
they know the exact unit he rented, right?
Yes, yes.
Why don't you go to the place he returned it?
and maybe try to physically talk to
Just
somebody
talk to
there?
him. Say, look, here's my contract. My son had this just the other day. Could you please look on the key ring? And we have 2 keys. One is to this car and one is to this car. If you already tell him what you have, could you please look at the ring and just take them off if they're on there? I mean, what that?
Did your kid even call him?
It can't be that difficult.
Oh, yeah. My son called him just as soon as he got home, and they told him, sorry, we can't do anything. You have to fill out a form
Because
online.
he called a national number. I'm saying to go over to the place and just don't even say you called and they told you that, because then they won't do anything. I'd go over and say, you know what? The other day, I returned a rental. Here's the contract. And damn it, I left my keys on there, on the ring. So if that thing is around, could you just let me retrieve my keys? I'll tell you what they are ahead of time. They're this and this. Certainly not cars that you rent out. Listen, that's my best advice. Other than that, I think, you want to know the truth? I don't think you'll ever see them again. I don't think.
That's an honest answer.
But because when they said you had to fill out a paper, then what after you do that?
Well, then weekly they send you an email saying we still haven't found him.
So how long has that been going on?
Buddy Rose since June 6th.
Well, then they're gone, because why wouldn't they have found him? Why wouldn't they?
That's what I thought. See, that's what I thought
They're
too.
gone. At some point, you got to face it. They're already gone.
Well, I thought it was worth a shot. I see you guys pull miracles all the time, so I thought, well,
listen,
I'd give you a call and
we pull miracles. If you had told us, we could have gone over there. But they're well gone by now. It's been a month.
Gotcha.
I mean, otherwise, there's no reason why they wouldn't.
We got a great key maker in Boulder, though, that'll save him some money.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a pain in the ass
But
for
he
you.
has to get the card to him. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know if
right?
they do. Call Jeff at City Lock and see what he says.
Usually he can do it right from the VIN.
Let's just see. Let's see. Call Jeff and see what he says. 303-713-TALK. David, what's going on? David, turn it down, come talk, turn your radio down completely. What's happening? Oh God, this is just dreadful. Just stay off the radio if you want me to.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Cindy, what's happening, Cindy? Go to David, make sure he's not back on if he wants. What's going on, Cindy?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
My nephew is an ex-Marine.
Yeah.
And when he got out of the service, he bought a house, and it's in the Fairplay, Como area.
Okay.
And when he bought, because he raises llamas and then hires them out for packing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he got a really nice place out there, and you know, when they bought it, they had the inspection and all of that stuff. They said everything was fine and great.
When did he close on it?
Well, this was probably about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
He's been trying to fight this battle himself.
So 2 years ago, he closed on this property, and if you had to sum up the problem, not the process, the problem in a sentence, what would you say the problem is?
There's no water.
Oh, no water. Hold on. That's no water. That could mean many things. We'll talk about that. And David, you're there right now, David?
Yeah, I'm here right now.
Okay, man. What is the problem with you and the airline?
Okay, well, you know, I've listened to you guys for a long time, and I hear complaints about this and that and that and this, and I had a flight on Frontier. Believe me, it wasn't my first choice. It's the only...
Well, I don't know why people keep saying that. I don't find Frontier that bad, except they do make some bonehead mistakes now and then.
It's the most uncomfortable plane.
Just for the sake of getting on, and I will bring you back. In a sentence, what's the problem? I'll ask you all the detail in the world, but what's the problem in a sentence?
Okay, the problem in a sense, and I'm just really calling it advance because there's really nothing you can do for me.
Maybe.
But I had a flight that I booked probably over a month ago to Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And?
Now, there's only one airline that flies into Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And what's the problem?
Believe me. The problem is that, you know, they said it's the busiest travel day of the year and blah, blah, blah. And I was there at 6:30 this morning. My plane didn't leave till 9:30. I'm waiting in line at the SkyCap because I had my flight ticket. I had everything.
Okay, what's the problem?
Okay.
Did you miss the plane?
No. What happens is the little guy at the SkyCap sitting there crossing his fingers. Anybody going to see
What? Okay, hold on. We're getting the drama version now. Okay, with the dialogue. I don't mind the dialogue. Let's put a sound score to it. We'll do the whole movie. But I got to do it after the break. Honest to God, we want to help you. Okay.
Look at me a little cross-eyed.
hard to
Did
get.
he ever say what it was?
No.
Drive in the metro area for the most part, things
Got
are
bumped.
in shape. On the west side of town, crews are still working on that rollover crash on.
It'd be good to know what that key guy would do.
And
hopefully they call.
They have to do some kind of programming to the key to the car and stuff. Especially
Some of you right.
Nissans have that proximity. You know, they start without a key. They have it in their pocket.
Oh, the fob. This is, I don't think this is a fob.
So why do you think they wouldn't just find that key?
What do you mean? Because you're probably right, it went to national number.
The lock
They
kid,
didn't even put the word out to look for it. They don't give a shit.
the lock kid probably threw it in the drawer of the little booth.
Right.
They wouldn't even notice it. They would not know enough to notice.
Oh, you think just left it on there?
Yeah.
But you're right, you gotta go out there, right there, and hopefully it
Yeah, I
has
would've gone
been
straight.
rented.
But it's not there now after a month. Those cars change.
Excel Roofing is a company I can highly recommend. You may have some old damage.
I wonder
if anything
if this
happens
Casper
these next few
mattress
months,
is
remember
my
Excel
neighbor- my
Roofing. They
neighbor
may
leaves
not come knocking at your
all
door,
year.
but they will
They
do
travel
what you
all the
want.
time.
First of all, they're never going to ask you to sign
couple years
anything
ago,
to
they
look
looked
at
at
your
$10
roof. You should
too.
never have to sign
And
anything
bumps
to look at your roof. That's a
Okay.
bunch of
They
crap.
both
These
really
roofers that
exist.
knock on the door, they're tricking you into a
Yes,
contract.
$10 is definitely
Trick you
real.
into a
Yeah.
contract.
I don't think there's a bum fuck
Complete contract, and when they're done examining,
I
they tell
think
you
they said they
everything
did.
you need,
Well,
and
There's
if
no
you
bum
sign it,
fucking.
Let's check.
How do you spell it?
with your insurance.
This is just like that control tower with no elevator.
What, did he say there was a bump fucking?
My neighbor told
Yes,
me.
there is.
Yeah, there is.
You will never get this money up.
Paul O'Neill traveled all over the world.
There is no bump fucking. I'll bet you any amount of money you want to bet. And you just tell me how much, and then I'll bet it. I don't care. Just tell me. It doesn't matter. Just fill in the amount. It doesn't matter. Just fill in the amount.
It's spelled funny, but
It's spelled funny.
Is there any, so
Yeah, like, yeah, it's spelled like Kairo.
Cairo. No,
they went there.
Yeah, right. Come on.
They went to there and Timbuktu, both of them.
Okay. Well, like I said, I can make some money. I'll bet you any amount of money.
$1.
Hey, I've got the executive something or another of Carbonite on line one for you. You wanna talk
Oh,
real
God.
quick?
Yes.
I just didn't want to let him go.
No, I've been trying to get them. I had to email them.
Yeah.
If you or someone you know is
That's that one was overboard.
illegal drugs or
My neighbors.
Yeah, they've been there.
And Timbuktu. Timbuktu I know is real.
There's help. Call the Raleigh House today. They've established a special number to address your concerns.
Where are you going on vacation?
5559. That's 720-893.
Oh shit, that's the funniest shit I've heard for a while.
Addiction recovery program.
It's spelled
Here in
funny.
Colorado. Speak to
It
someone.
sounds and looks like Cairo.
It is in Wikipedia, but it's a vulgar name for any.
Substance abuse. No more excuses. No more denials.
And he says it like, oh yeah, my friends, they travel. He tries to give it credibility to all this bullshit background.
The Raleigh House.
My neighbor
He
just
just he believes everything he hears.
720-893-5559. Call
Oh god, that guy cracks me up.
Former NFL Super Bowl champion signed the most important contract of his life to serve in the
Just
Army
look it up.
National Guard.
Bumfuck Egypt. Vulgar term, no such place. Just look it up. Here, it says vulgar term, no such place.
Check it out on Snoops.
Go to Google,
Just to
Google
make sure.
Maps, Google World.
Part of the
Just go there. It's easy. Just go to Google.
Guard.com. Sponsored by the Colorado Army National Guard. Aired by the Colorado
course.
Broadcasters Association and
He
this
found
station.
it.
Selling your home? Then don't just settle for a yard sign.
Oh my lord.
Frank Duran, the real estate.
I started tearing up on that one. God bless.
More than 25 years in the business.
Some of the shit that comes out of his mouth is fucking crazy.
For more money, he has your home professionally.
Well, they built that control tower without a damn elevator. I had to walk up each day.
Or what was the
Timbuktu, I know there is.
It was the highest control tower in the world. The one we were driving out there.
Yeah, he was right though. But it was prior to, you know, whatever.
How long did those
I think it was the highest control in the U.S. though. I think it was in the U.S.
right here on 630 K-How.
Oh man.
Hi, Tom Martino. We got Fix It 24/7 in the house, and somebody wanted to know by email if you are adding air conditioning, The easiest way to do it with no ductwork, if you don't have ductwork already. Hold on one second. I just want to tell you, while we're on the topic of home stuff, One Clear Choice garage doors have free inspections, Martino inspections, but only if time permits because they're free. They do the safety tune-ups, the lubing of the door, they check the cables, they tighten the hinge bolts, and they will check all the circuitry and give you a written report. They want to be a garage door company, so they'll put a little sticker on there. They're great people, okay? So they're doing this because they want to get your business. That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com, and they're really good people. Now, they're not going to come out on a holiday to do a free inspection, but they will do them. If you ask for the special Martino inspection, especially if you just moved into a house, you want to know all about that, okay? 303-565-6409. And somebody said Frank Duran sounded like a very nice man, and they thought that I sounded abrupt with him. Frank Duran is one of the nicest men in the world, and I didn't mean to if I did. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, was on giving us some advice on specific performance. He's a great guy. Now, George, how do you add air conditioning? Calls, we haven't forgotten about you. How do you add air conditioning when there's no ductwork? What's the easiest way to do it on a one-level home?
It's called a mini split.
Please explain it. A mini split.
Yeah, it's called.
Well, that's foreign language for people.
Right. It's so. Well, and I'm not technical either. So.
Yeah, but you know what it is.
It's a unit that, so basically they would see a unit, it's kind of like a wall unit. They'd see a unit on their wall.
You're a master electrician, by the way. When you said you're not technical, you're a master.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean from HVAC, like, of how it's.
So you have the place where the air comes out, the cool air, right?
Correct.
And that's on an exterior wall?
Yes.
Okay, then what's on the other side of that then? It's not just like a wall unit. It goes to a compressor somewhere, right? And that's why they call it a split, because there's two different parts.
Right.
Okay, so can you have, for example, more than one mini split? For example, one compressor running several wall units?
You can, but if it's just a one-level home, I mean, how many square feet's a home? Well, I guess it's an email.
1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
They'd probably just need one.
So it's on the wall, and it's basically a faceplate with the vents and the controls.
Right, that's what you'd see. A remote. Usually it's a remote.
Oh, a remote. Yeah. Oh, cool. And then the compressor is outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys do? I'm just asking. Do you do swamp coolers? Does anyone do those anymore? Or
you know, we don't, and the reason why we don't is just the liability of them. I mean, there's so they cause. Yeah, the water. They can cause a lot of damage. And
I got a jingle.
What? Go ahead. I want to hear.
You ready?
Yeah, yeah.
I do get the 1,000 if you pick it.
Well, listen.
You got to picture music behind it.
Remember, go to referralist.com/jingle.
It'll stick with you forever.
HTML. Jingle.html. And his sounds like this one. Okay, just listen to his first. Oh. I'm sorry, we gotta.
You could just sing your lyrics during the.
Get the computer. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, let's get the computer.
Mine go to different.
24/7, our name says it all.
This is where you put in your own words.
This is where you put in your lyrics, Mark.
No. I'm remapping the whole thing.
Okay. Well, then you need to make a YouTube video.
Yeah, and if you upload to YouTube and give us the link, okay, we're going to pay the best one $1,000 as decided by our board, which is George, me, Mark, Deputy Dan, Suzanne. I'm not letting Clint in on it because he doesn't have taste. Go ahead.
He's written jingles.
No, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What?
Ready?
I want to hear it. Ready? Go.
When the pipe breaks at 12:30, babe. Time to call up the green bubble.
I like it.
It's a good time.
You're not allowed to.
For the great service.
It's a rip-off.
Of 24/7. What do you mean a
You're
rip-off?
not allowed.
This is original.
No, it's creative.
This is completely original.
You're not allowed to use Mac the Knife. Isn't that Mac the Knife?
Was that not the best you've ever heard?
Yeah, but you can't use Mac the Knife. Come right back. I want to throw up. No, I didn't say that. That's an old recording. Hey, Cindy. Let's talk about this property. Now, you're saying you closed 2 years ago. He's been fighting this. There's no water. He's raising llamas. Now, what do you mean by no water, Cindy?
The well went dry.
Oh, okay.
Well, you dig a new well.
Yeah, but
he's already had 3 more wells.
How many acres,
like
by the way?
3 times.
How many acres?
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you exactly.
Okay.
It's probably like 25,
all right.
something like that.
there is a state-approved well there, though, or was it an irrigation well like Farmer's Punch, or was it a residential well? Do you know?
Residential.
And he has a home there, right?
Yep.
Did he connect to the house and string it out to the barn or to the field?
Yes. Well, yes.
You're not supposed to do that unless you have a permit to do that. A lot of people don't know that. If you have a residential well...
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Okay, but no matter what, he has restrictions of the license. Now, are you saying no matter how many places he digs, he can't get a permanent well?
He can't. There's no water anywhere.
Is it, well, did someone say it doesn't exist or they haven't found it?
He's been told it doesn't exist.
All right, it's called, okay, that happens with the dried up aquifers. Hold on, and we'll get an expert on. Hold on.
Is your credit score...
Well, Richard.
No, here's the deal. If he doesn't have water, that's not a guarantee of property. That's the problem. There's no guarantee of water.
5,000 gallon system.
Where were they? Where was he?
He's
fair play.
By fair play.
I got a great update from Carbonite.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, no, it was...
What was the update? They told him to go to bumfuck?
Yeah, B-U-M.
There is no bumfuck. Sorry. I looked it up on Google Maps. Does not exist.
Didn't you just show me that?
It's Wikipedia.
It's right next to shithole.
Boulder?
Just say.
No.
It's a
Just look it up anywhere. I told you, Clinton. Fill in the amount. Don't even bother. The handshakes approved. Fill in the amount. Whatever you want to bet.
They travel all over
I'm
the world.
just tired of it. It's not there.
What? I got one thing wrong on the control tower.
Oh my God, one thing wrong. It takes 8 years to get a contractor's license in Arizona. He forgot about that one.
It said it was the derogatory term.
It's possible.
Okay.
For some people, it's 8 years.
It's very possible.
It's just I gotta call Paul on this thing because she's
here's a map of bumfuck.
That's
the map.
Remember what's the good one in Seinfeld? Kind of like that.
Oh yeah. All right, bumfuck. Here it is. Look.
We told
oh,
him
that's
War
the
and
bumfuck on here. War. What is it good for?
Remember that you told Elaine that?
Clint, you can't be that gullible when your friends told you they visited there. It's just not done.
She's always been pretty honest.
Here's Snopes.com. Okay, that's a credible source for God's sakes. Okay, this may be the dumbest question you ever received, but a friend of mine claims that there is an actual city called Bumfuck, Egypt.
Ooh, they know
My
Clint?
husband, upon return from deployment in Egypt, also swears to it. Okay. When you enter the name into Wikipedia, it returns this. Basically, blah blah is an indicator of a place far away. It's a derogatory term, does not exist. Then there's more discussion. And Snoops, let me see where Snoops says. I'm just reading through the article described. Hold on, I'm just looking for the actual.
Boy, I hope he finds one. Wouldn't that be the best? Well, I filled in the box.
She was on deployment, and she told me that that's where they were. Maybe she was making
Many people claim that Kathmandu rhymes with fuck you and became bumfuck Egypt.
Well, that's stupid.
Okay, other people say that they've seen it, although it appears on no maps and no one has ever had definitive proof of it. As far as Snopes is considered, it does not exist. But they're asking for proof. They didn't say no. They said there was no definitive proof. But your friend's been there, so
she said when she came back from the deployment, she lost her hearing because
she also lost her fucking marbles too.
She came back and I asked where she had been, and she said she had been in Afghanistan.
Bumfuck. Okay, so you come home from the war and say I've been to bumfuck Egypt, and
so maybe she was being a derogatory term.
I left it next to my post,
and I took it that way.
You don't think she was being literal?
You can be speaking confidently in your new...
Here's the derivation of bumfuck. Hellhole. It came from a military slang to portray a place far, far away. Egypt is still mystic as a faraway place, so they just picked the name. It also is known as bumblefuck or buttfuck.
All right, I'll talk to her tonight. Find out if she was good or not.
That's Babbel,
She probably wasn't pulling it away. But you don't seem to get the message here. I don't give a fuck what she says. There's no bumfuck Egypt.
No, I agree with you. I just said to,
Like, if she comes back and says, oh, I confirmed it, I'll say, okay, fuck it. Put your money on it.
Thursday, partly sunny with a high of 86.
I know that her, now this part I know for certain.
Don't say that.
Aaron says, how do you get there? Well,
What do you know for certain?
It says, go to hell, make it left.
What do you know for certain?
Her and her and her girlfriend did go to Timbuktu.
Yeah, there is a Timbuktu.
Yeah, they sent us a postcard from Timbuktu.
Calling your insurance. Roof Corp is A+ rated.
God, you make me laugh.
And insurance approved.
Yeah,
One of your bids.
how did snows become the end all?
Roofingexperts.com or call 303.
No, I mean, looks into all this stuff.
Oh, because people actually go there and they do
Well, I took it literally when she said that. You know, I thought she was being literal about it.
Professionals like Mike Genova. He's been with AIM for 8 years. Mike will talk to you, listen to you.
She's an army nurse. And she has generators right outside her room.
Where is Timbuktu?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was in Africa, isn't it?
You're right. I would have guessed Asia, but it is.
Did I play something?
Because I know they were in Africa when we got the card.
Staff help you with
Oh, I thought it was Asia.
We have Diana Watansky, our office
Kind of
manager.
like by
She's been with AIM
India.
since the start in 2001. Whether you call or come in, she will make you feel like family.
Wow.
Many say she would make friends with a blade of grass. If you really want to be treated with respect and get the loan that benefits you with the lowest rates, take AIM. 720-895-0500. At AIM, all of our staff put you first.
I know, and you know the other problem too is they somebody comes in and they don't change their name.
Look at that. It's right just started by Algeria. Malaya. Yeah.
It's not a little place. Well,
Tom Martino on 630.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by winkandwink.com. Hope you never need them. They're bankruptcy attorneys, so if you need them, you're in trouble. They do a Chapter 13, Chapter 7. What do you need? How can we help you? That's what we're going to talk about. Also, if you want to do a jingle, Mark made a sad attempt by copying a song, Mac the Knife, and he substituted
Wasn't
words.
it? That was an original.
It has to be original. Or you can go to referralist.com/jingle.html and use that tune. That's the Fix It 24/7 jingle, and then you can put in your own. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And I want to tell you about, the things that will save you money and help you, help you in life, right? And I don't like talking about bankruptcy, except sometimes with death in the family, unemployment, divorce, things like this. Things happen. If you need help, 303-410-1720, winkandwink.com. Listen, when we talk about plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, when you say when you're in trouble, we'll be there on the double, and why didn't you use, I thought one of the reasons you got it, you love the green bubble. You love that logo. So when you're in trouble, call the green bubble. Didn't you say that was going to be the words?
No, that was the words. That was the words, and we actually.
Oh, on the longer one, maybe.
So we did, and we still do it. I say we still do. We still have that. So
okay.
So if you see our truck, it says. That's exactly what it says.
If you're
House in trouble, call the green bubble. So that's our mascot.
Green bubble.
And when you have TV commercials on TV,
yeah,
it resonates because what you want is people to remember your name, right?
Right.
On radio, green bubble. In our industry, it makes no sense.
No, but Fix It 24/7 does. Okay,
right,
now,
it does.
Jim, we got a carbonite update here. Jim called in, and he was so sad. He's a doctor, 4 years of notes on carbonite, 4 years of backup. And this place, they just didn't know why your folder was empty. Now, I just tossed it up and said, that's what can you do about it? You sign all kinds of disclaimers, and what he did was I thought he was being reasonable. He said, look, my 4 years of data, I have nothing to show for it. I should be refunded 4 years of fees I paid Carbonite. I didn't think that was unreasonable at all. And then every now and then I'd hear Clint working away in there, man. He'd be working away, talking to somebody about Carbonite. What were you doing, Clint?
Well, you got to go through, so many of these now, you're having to go through an email. They won't even talk to you. But I did get to the right guy, Brett Seidman, and their customer service is great.
What are they going to do?
They're going to refund all his money back.
For 4 years.
For 4 years. They're sending him a new hard drive for his computer, and they're willing, if he sends his in, to recover the data off of it.
Why? Do they think it's his problem and not Carbonite's problem?
Well, Carbonite lost the data, but I guess his hard drive crashed too. So
they're saying maybe they can grab the info from his.
Yeah, they think they can.
Hey,
damn, Clint.
That's good, Clint. Jim.
Yes.
Isn't that great news?
You know, I really appreciate what you guys did. And I just got off the phone with Brett Seidman, who's the Senior Director of Customer Care. And as Clint mentioned, the hard drive that they're going to give me was there at the backup that they were able to recover, you know, with a minuscule amount of data. What he did admit to was that there were several blunders on Carbonite's side, and there was a catastrophic failure of their server. But unfortunately, mine was the only data that he said was lost. Nobody else lost.
I don't believe that for 1 second. That's like when you call the cable company and yours is the only TV out.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And I quizzed him over and over again. Don't you have redundancy? And he said yes. And I said, and all your advertising materials say your hard drive's going to fail. That's why there's Carbonite. But, be that as it may, I really appreciate what you guys did. They're going to refund the money. The data's lost and gone, and I'll just have to live with that.
Hey, Tom, did Clint tell you they did actually ask for his regular hard drive?
Yeah. So give that a shot. Give that a shot, Jim.
He doesn't want to.
We talked for a while about that.
You might have some, let's just say,
everyone pictures.
I don't feel comfortable with giving, my primary hard drive, which, had been reformatted because I had to reinstall the operating system twice. But there's sensitive personal financial...
there's a place next to Micro Center down here.
I know what he means. There's all kinds of
There's a place right down the road that can most likely recover whatever you lost from that drive, man, if it's still there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of people, and they said because I had to reinstall the operating system twice,
doesn't matter.
Probably nothing on there.
Okay, now, this brings up a story that I shouldn't tell, but Dave... Dave Rumbold, remember? And we would all play with computers, right, together, right? Do you remember one time he's at my house and we're setting up my studio and we just got talking about domain names. And I said, it's weird how people have domain names of any kind you can imagine. Like weird stuff. Like,
Strawberrybiscuits.com.
Well, yeah, we have that, I know. But here's what happened. We started putting in the most vile, vulgar sentences and phrases .com, and it would be a website. We couldn't believe it. We were laughing so hard. And we put in silly stuff, too, like my alien girlfriend's whatever. And you just crazy stuff, .com, and it would come up. And we'd say, how could people think of all of these websites to sit on or to hold? Some of them were owned but not displayed. And I never gave that another thought. So the next day, because I was setting up my studio, there was someone there from Fox, I think it was, because they were setting up some of the broadcast software, and they went into the browser. And I look at him, and there's my history displayed. And I went up and said, bro, I really have to explain something to you. He goes, hey, I see nothing. Don't worry about it. And I'm thinking, no, man, no, you got to know the circumstances. And anyway, that was just so weird, just so weird. Cindy, okay, let me just tell you this from the emails that I sent out and I got back from one of my water experts, okay? Water, unless you, I just want to say short and sweet, and then we'll talk about the problem. Short and sweet. Unless water is conveyed by right, and even then, there is no right if it's not there. But what I'm saying is, unfortunately, if you buy what's called dry land, that's what you get. There's never a guarantee for water. But anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say?
he hasn't had water since, like, right when he moved in, the well dried up.
Right.
And I would think that that would be something that the inspector, you know, would.
I don't see how.
Do them.
How would he get down there to check the aquifer?
No, yeah, how would they ever know?
I don't
By
know.
the way, I can see where it's a deal breaker. I can see where if he ever dreamed of having a problem like this, he would never buy the property. I can see that.
Exactly.
But
he's 27, 28
How much did he spend on
he's
drilling
27,
for a new
28
one?
years old. He's a veteran, right? Didn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
It's
now,
too bad.
He's been fighting this. He's been shipping in water. He's already lost.
But when you say fighting it, here's what I don't understand, Cindy. There's really nothing to fight. So when you say fighting, who is he fighting? God? I mean, who do you fight where no water?
No, I get it. You're right. I mean,
when you said fighting, is he looking for a bad guy? Is he thinking he wants his money back?
No, he just needs help.
Okay.
He's
You know,
at the point right
if he
now
can
where
prove,
he's already-
some kind of fraud, meaning,
He's already tried to re-enlist into the Marines to get out of the house.
Mhm.
The Marines won't take him because he was wounded in Afghanistan and in Kuwait.
So
the
hold on,
Marines won't
Cindy,
take him.
how much did he spend on this property?
I don't know.
Okay. He has a
So
mortgage.
right
Does he
now
have a
they're at
mortgage
this
on it?
point- Yes. Right now they're at the point where they're thinking about getting a divorce.
He's not going to be able to sell it.
A
His
divorce for what reason?
So his wife's credit doesn't go back, and then he could file bankruptcy to
Well,
walk
is
away
the
from it.
property in her name?
I believe it's in both of their names.
Well, that's not going to help. Because if he goes bankrupt or does anything, they're going to go after her.
I don't know. I just
Well, I do know. The reason I'm telling you this is so you don't waste time. I do know that he's not going to separate it. If she's on paper, it doesn't matter what he does. It's both of theirs. It's her responsibility too. This is sad. Look, I think it's terrible, but unless you can do something drastic,
is there
like
other
prove
homes around
fraud. If you could prove fraud or something, I doubt you could. You'd have to show the owner knew about it and hid it from you and lied to you about it. Mark asked a good question. What about other homes?
There are other homes in the vicinity, and they all have water.
See, I don't think that's why I asked about how much have they spent trying to drill a new well.
They probably have spent at least $90,000.
Oh my God!
Oh wow! Okay, they have given it a hell of a
Wait,
shot.
how many holes did they punch?
As far as I know, 3.
But what
That's
do
why
the?
I was wondering, maybe if I could just give you his phone number off of the air, and then one of your guys can contact him.
We could.
That's
I don't know what
basically
we would
I
do
have.
though.
What do his
If he
experts?
has-
No, it would help us if we knew what the well reports and the experts say.
He even called some witch doctor from Texas or something.
Yes.
That had like this. I don't know.
Yeah, water witching. There are a lot of nuts that do that.
Yeah.
Clint literally pointed it himself when you said that.
Almighty.
Have you done that, Clint? Seriously?
Of course he has. Does that surprise you,
He's a
Mark?
water
Does it surprise you, Mark? My God.
I was just hoping to give
If you
his
told me
phone
he's going to
number.
Trinidad for a transsexual operation, I believe it.
Water warlock.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Maybe you guys could call him, and he could give you more.
That's what we
information.
need background on this, because
That's what I want.
failed to see where houses all around there could have water, and he can't get it. What's the longest he had a well run?
Like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know all the details.
I'm just trying to reach out for him.
You know,
because
Cindy, you're a very nice sister. Now, he's not getting all discouraged and depressed, is he?
He is. Yeah.
But not like dangerously so, because this guy, you know, you hear about veterans and suicide all the time. I'm serious.
Yeah.
He's not like that? Is he that down?
He's pretty down.
Let's talk to him. I want to let him know we care about it, and we can try to come up with some ideas. Okay?
I would really appreciate that.
All right, hold on. Suzanne, get his number and all that, and then please let him know that you called us. George, you guys don't have anything as far as wells, right? You guys just do this. You don't really do wells, do you?
No, we don't do wells at all.
But you work on the plumbing from where? The pressure tank in?
Yeah, inside the house.
Okay. We have the lyrics. Are these just the lyrics? We have some lyrics coming in. People,
What do they say?
You can call in and you can sing it on the air live. That'll give you extra brownie points, okay? 303-713-TALK.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
For the most part, the driver...
My brother said he used it, and he said every time they went away, and then they had got a hell of a...
Well, it shakes.
They had rods,
Copper rods.
or copper.
Copper rods go up and sideways. They turn. And I tried it.
It's like a Ouija board.
I don't know. I never did it, but he says they did it. And every time they go to that space where they did it, and they got
I
one
kept having a
metal
place right in the middle of my driveway do it, though. And that's why I don't think it works.
No, they had to go way down. I think it was 200 and some feet they had up.
I don't know. We were at a party, and this guy did water witching and taught it. So he was teaching it to all of us.
So he was a scam artist.
I don't know what science is behind it.
I don't either. If there's anything behind it.
Well, it's the magnetic properties of the iron rods that interconnect with the...
But water isn't magnetic.
I know, and I don't know what's water have to do with
water
copper.
is kept in, which is CO2, which stands for Colorado 2.
You know, he
makes it move.
We don't have water in our cabin. We had to go to a 5,000-gallon cistern. It only costs $100 to fill it. I'll bet you his well went dry when he started feeding the llamas too.
I'll bet you he's not supposed to feed the llamas.
Yeah, you're not. You're not even supposed to have a sprinkler system in most of them.
Yeah, I'll bet you overwhelmed the well. But you know, he could buy. We priced a water trailer for about $3,500.
How much is that one?
Where would they go?
With the credit card check.
It's usually got to be close to the city.
Is it gravity?
You can buy a meter that goes on a fire hydrant.
Oh, really?
To fill your thing. Yeah, they read the meter. You can buy a meter that goes on a hydrant.
Is it gravity fed though, or do you have to put in a whole pump system?
The tank,
Yeah.
gravity feeds down to the cabin, and then there's a pump that pressurizes it.
Hopefully he's got a higher.
If he's got a well pump, he can just dump it down his well, and it'll pump back.
No. It might suck it right down into
Well,
it.
yeah, that might be. Anyway.
Because usually up there it's fracture systems and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like a reservoir.
I don't know. We found a water trailer though. It was used water. It was just a big trailer. It had a big plastic 1,000-gallon tank on it.
We used to.
We were thinking about doing it ourselves.
Every spring the water would get a little yellow and stuff. From runoff.
So when was Hogan having to get together? Didn't you say he was having to get together?
Yeah, it's just, I think this weekend. No, it's not. It's when Suzanne's in her room. It's about a month.
Well, he could have bought a water truck.
You know what I would do? I'd go buy a fucking long-ass hose at Walmart and run it to my neighbors and stuff.
Yeah, that's serious. Let me tell you, there's very few places that you can get agriculture. That's agriculture is what he's doing, and that's tough to get for a water well.
Yeah. Yeah. That house may have been fine until they put llamas on it. Overwhelmed the recovery.
So, yeah, killing the deep state, and then...
Yeah, I always kind of wondered about that. My well's 100 year.
That's what they said. And they do a test. He would have got a test on the well.
Yeah, when you buy a house, you have to have a...
Out there, that well is that old there?
No. It's good for 100 years.
Oh.
It's 15 old.
Yeah, but how do they know that?
Yeah, but how do they know that? I would wonder the same thing.
I have no idea.
When you buy a house with a septic on a well, they're supposed to do a septic test and a well test.
They do,
They
but
do it just for
can't
rate
predict.
It's a rate. And I got it done.
Yeah.
But it was like 2.5 gallons a minute or something.
I had a domestic well and an irrigation well.
Oh, you had it there? Ooh, that's a.
We've got a
You must have been a.
Applewood, you know the area called Applewood? Our house is where the old 1850 house used to be, and we've got a commercial well on our property.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk to Derek. Hi, Derek. What's happening? Derek?
Hello, yeah.
What's going on, man?
Oh, okay. So I got, obviously, I live in Brighton, and I got my roof on set.
Okay. So is it a total loss?
It's pretty bad, but
we just can't talk. Derek, Suzanne, if he can get to a place maybe where it's stable or something,
Tom, I can tell you his question
All right,
if
what
that's
is it?
helpful. He I think he called Excel for a quote, Excel Roofing, but he just wondered, is it wrong to do the roof himself
Well, no.
if he knows how to do it?
But you have problems, okay? You have built-in problems. They automatically, they start questioning you, okay, about things, about all kinds of things. You're going to have all the permits and inspections, but yes, you can do it. And the price has to be right around what it would normally be.
Or you can play your own GM. That would be the other thing.
Now, Derek, do you plan on doing it physically yourself or hiring subs?
No, I want to do it myself.
All right. Well, you're allowed to do it, but you're not going to get paid what you think. You're not going to. You have to be what a normal estimate would be anyway. Really. So, why do you want to do it just to earn the money or what? You're not going to save, is what I'm getting at. You are going to save actually, but you're not going to get extra money to keep. They're going to. In fact, it's harder to get extra money to keep doing it yourself than having someone else do it.
Yeah, because I have buddies, like my best friend. He does it, and I have like 5 guys that are down to do it. If I just barbecue, so we could do it in a day, like easy.
Okay.
But my American family.
See, you only get damages, Derek. It's not an award. It's for damages. If you are clever enough to diminish your damages, then it gets passed on to the insurance company. See, people think it's an award. It's not. See, so if a legit company will cost $6,000 to do it, and it's going to cost, and you guys can do it in a day, they're not going to necessarily pay you the same amount of money just because you're doing it. They may, now that's in some cases. Other insurance companies may take the price of a roof, and no matter what it is, they're going to write you a check on the spot. And if you can get it done, fine. Whatever you can keep, fine. So it depends on how your insurance company does it. If your insurance company, many of them are busy, they'll walk up and they'll say, Mark, your roof is, you have $8,000 in damage. Here's a check for $7,000. You have a $1,000 deductible. And they walk away. And if you can get it done for $2,000, you get it done. They just give you a check. Now, technically, the contract says, your insurance contract says, when they do that and you have money left, it's supposed to go back to the insurance company. But no one ever checks. So, it's just weird. But yes, you can do it. Matthew wants to get out of a car deal. He entered in Saturday. Uh-oh. That's going to be hard unless there's something. Matthew, where'd you buy the car?
The car deal was at Lakeside Auto Brokers in Colorado Springs.
Lakeside, and what is the problem?
From what I can tell in talking with them, because I actually went and talked to a manager yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's going to be a way to get out of it.
But why do you want to get out of it? I'm asking why.
I feel that we were overcharged for the car.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how do you know that?
I did a little bit of research after I got home with the vehicle, and I could get a brand new vehicle, 0 miles, for about $1,000 more, or actually $1,000 less than what we financed.
Yeah, that sucks. How much did you put down? How much overpayment did you pay? Like $3,000 or what?
We did $1,000 down. And then
okay, so $2,000. So you paid over. Yeah. You overpaid by $2,000. Do they agree or not?
They're saying that they gave us a deal.
Yeah, you know, Matthew, this happens all the time. It does, and
there's people overpaying, in my opinion, for homes right now. We had Frank on the other day, $30,000 over what they come in at. Why is this any different?
It isn't.
If he was willing to pay it, he paid it.
But yeah, I know. So Matthew, what did you ask him as far as getting out of it? What did you ask?
I asked him if there was any way we could either cancel the loan because it hadn't actually reached the finance company yet.
Well, you can cancel the loan for absolutely sure. You just can't cancel the sale. I mean, you can cancel the loan. You call that bank, they won't lend it to somebody that doesn't want it.
We can call over there and try to let them see it your way a little better.
But listen, you know, it's something a lot of people do. It's called buyer's remorse. They find out after the fact. So what did the dealer say, basically? No?
The only thing they're willing to do for us is they'd be willing to take the car back in as a trade and get us into something cheaper.
Oh, God, they love doing that because, man, holy crap, do the numbers work when they play that game. Matthew, really, you don't have a leg to stand on, as they say. I mean, you just don't. Unless they did something technically wrong that you can get out of. If it doesn't pass emissions, something like that. Gerald, what's going on?
Hi, guys.
What's happening?
That well thing.
Yeah.
I live on a well, and I remember reading the well report, and it's been a long time ago, and my memory is failing, but I got a well report, and it had a reserve and a recovery rate on it. He should have got that. That guy should have got that when he bought that property. I'll give you my example is my reserve was 700 gallons. It means I always got that much in my well.
Uh-huh.
And it would recover at 14 gallons per minute.
Okay.
Tells me the aquifer is good.
Right.
But that should have been in his well report.
But what good will that do him, knowing that?
He's saying he should have read it, and he would have figured out it was going to be empty soon.
Yes, that's true. That's true, Mark. But here's another thing. You can get storage for water and have water delivered. You don't have to have a well. I looked at houses when I was trying to buy a house. They had these like 3, 4, 5,000 gallon clean, pure water storage tanks.
Underground?
No, actually one was I saw them in like sheds and in basements and things.
Really?
And then rather than run a pump down to the bottom of a well, you run a pump into that tank.
And you just have water. You have water delivered every now and then.
And you have water delivered by somebody, and I do not know the particulars on that. Hallelujah, I've never had to deal with it, but that is an option. It's better than digging $30,000 holes in the ground.
Or getting divorced and going through bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much on that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Garrett, you said your truck almost caught fire at 2017?
Yes.
Why?
It was the EGR, the emission systems on it. I was in the middle of Nebraska.
Yeah.
I drive all over the country with the truck.
Yes.
And the emission system melted the main engine wiring harness.
Now, are you calling because you think it's something that can happen to a lot of people?
Possibly.
Was there anything defective about yours, or was it you're just saying it's a defect in the design?
My main complaint about it is that Ford is not handling it properly.
In what way?
It's been at the dealership for 15 days already.
What are they not doing?
The parts to fix it are on back order till the 19th of July.
Okay, all right.
And
did they give you a rental or a loaner?
Yeah, they gave me a Ford Edge as a rental, which is pretty useless to me. I bring in $500 a day with the truck.
Gosh.
They're not willing to do anything, Tom.
What dealership is it?
It's at Groove Ford off of Arapahoe Road. The dealership I bought it from 6 months ago.
I mean, no, this really sucks. I agree with you because you're losing income, but...
Yeah, it's an $84,000 truck. I make my living with it.
What kind of Ford truck is it?
It's a Ford F450 Platinum.
Oh, wow.
And they're only giving you an Edge to replace it.
Yeah, they said they could possibly get me an F-150, but that's no better.
Well, it's a little better. Come on.
Yeah, it's a little better, but you still can't tow a gooseneck trailer or anything with it. So
that's what you had? You have a gooseneck?
Yeah.
How much is a rental for something like that?
I haven't really checked, but I asked them about that if they can get me a rental, and they
but I guess what I'm saying is even if the rental's $75 a day, you're still giving up, $425 a day by not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, you need to figure out...
In other words, mitigate your damages.
Right. But they're not going to be required. They're not required under warranty to replace that truck at all. Except back order is a little weird if it's excessive. And it's been there 15, did you say?
Yeah, it's already been there 15 days. It broke down on me in the middle of Nebraska 17 days ago.
Okay, now as far as length of time to fix it, that is something that eventually could cost you, and I think they would be responsible if it's excessive. So hold on. I think we should light a fire with the dealer and just say, look, this guy's making money. Even though technically they don't have to replace the vehicle, they do have to at least get you normal service. They're not even getting you normal service. That's the big problem.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW and iHeartRadio.
What's that? This Airbus is unbelievable. Airbus.
One of those big transport ones?
No, this is a, oh yeah, transport, you're right.
Those big transports based on the 380, they're huge.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything so large.
We have a 5,000 gallon, no, it's not 5,000, 4,000 gallon cistern in our cabin.
What does it cost to fill?
$120.
That's a U-Haul.
No, $120.
So that's to come out there?
Yeah, the guy delivers $120.
How long does it last?
It's a couple of weeks with guests, but he carries 5,500 on the truck, so it's a flat fee no matter how much you take.
Oh, really?
Okay. It's $125 no matter for if you cap fill.
Does it look like a gasoline?
How long does it take to get filled?
Yeah. What's that?
How long does it take to get filled?
Within an hour you call.
Depends how much you need.
How long does it take to dump the $4,000?
Oh, how long does it take to use it up?
Or no, for him to dump it in.
Oh. You know what? I've never been there. We actually have a pipe that goes up the hill to the road, so we can fill it from up there and not have to come down the driveway.
Only $75 down and
We ran a 2-inch main up there. I'd have to ask him. I don't know.
For only $49 per week.
Well, it depends. If it's barely empty, it would only take a second.
Yeah.
If it's completely empty, it can take longer.
Are you saying
We
it
call
comes
it down to about 3/4, down to about 3/4. It's way cheaper than drilling a well.
Especially in the mountains.
You'd have to cut through rock and stuff.
I wonder what the deepest well around is.
900.
900.
Down in Phoenix, they went to 1,700 feet in an area where the sun is maybe a little, which is a record. There's no water there. They're doing a system. They had 5 houses sharing a well. The damn well went dry.
Don, if you did your own roof like that, wouldn't you have to figure in labor charges and pay tax on that?
And do what?
And pay tax on that, like you were a contractor?
Well, if you're making a profit,
You pay tax on it.
Okay, so say the materials got 6,000, material cost 2,000, so that 4,000 is for your labor. Don't you have to pay IRS?
Yeah, but that's not an insurance cost.
No, I know it, but if he's doing it, you have to
Technically,
claim.
that's income, but
He also needs to call his...
he's not. I mean, if you did it properly, none of it would work. But no one does it properly because, you know, he's not going to claim it as income.
Right.
And he's also not going to. And then also on the insurance side, technically, waiving deductibles, discounts, anything goes to the insurance company first. I mean, technically, it's just...
Deductibles, absolutely. Deductibles,
He also has to notify his lien holder if he's doing it himself.
The bank, yeah, right.
He
And
has
it's got, well, if it passes all the permits and stuff.
to pass the permits, and then he has to turn in a special form to insure the
Oh, really?
completion report.
Oh, yeah.
To get his,
because in my hill,
appreciation.
they just wanted me to give them the paint.
I like the insurance companies that come out, they write the check, just give it to you. They don't care. They don't even write it to the mortgage company. But technically, the insurance company is, well, you're violating the, if you don't get it fixed, you're violating the terms of your mortgage.
I played my own GM, but I found an actual, I didn't get up and do my own roof like that nutcase. I found subs that worked for different roofers around and basically just hired them and paid them.
So the GM, did you pay
Social
Security?
I saved a fucking ton of money.
Did you pay Social Security on the GM?
No, fuck
What?
Oh,
How long ago was this?
it was more than 7 years ago.
An iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Here. George is with us from Fix It 24/7. George, I mentioned you're a master electrician. So a guy wants to know, when is it time for a panel upgrade? More and more houses are going with 50 amps, or not 50. What are they going with, 100 amp?
You know, if you're going to change it, I would always go to 200 amps.
200. Okay. The houses used to be built with 50, right?
I mean, 50, and then it went to 100.
Okay, so
125. Depends on the size house.
But when do you know? When do you know if you're tapped out? Is it the number of circuits? What is it?
Well, if it's an older house, I mean, there's a couple style brands that you'd want to change. So if you got an FPE, it's called Federal Pacific Electric.
You don't want it.
You want that off your. I mean, so
really, no.
The panel
these are safety issues, right?
Yeah, that's a big safety issue because 60% of those breakers won't trip under a fault. So if there's a fault,
FPE.
Yeah, and Zinsco, that's another one. Zinsco, ZINSCO.
You want them out of your house?
Oh man, yeah. I mean,
do you guys check for that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a homeowner could go check if they go.
No, I know, but when you
box,
when you were there anyway, do you check on them?
Yeah, I mean, if we see that, we're definitely going to educate the
So
client.
Zinsco, FPE, and what else?
Those are the two main ones. So those two by brand definitely out.
How do you tell what amperage you have?
There should be a main breaker that tells you. I mean, depending on how old the house is, but if it's within the last 20 years, it'll have a main breaker that'll have a number on it that'll tell you what size service that is. And if you ever trip the main breaker, you're probably overloading the main breaker. That's a definite sign.
Okay.
And as we add stuff to the house,
right?
That happens. And then the only other way to know is inside the panel. You'd have to have an electrician tell you. So if you have corrosion and problems inside the panel, that's a definite safety issue. You should definitely get them changed.
But there are no telltale signs. There are no telltale signs like dimming lights or anything, right? That doesn't tell you.
That can happen. I mean, so if like behind a breaker there's corrosion and the breaker connection is now sparking back there, you'll see flickering lights.
Oh, okay.
That can happen.
So as far as panel upgrades, if you're going to do it anyway, you would always go to 200?
Yeah, I would.
Why? The higher the amps, the more it can take.
Right.
But the biggest amp draws are motors, right?
The biggest amp draws and the biggest one's an air conditioner. Then you got your dryers and big motors are the biggest draws.
Or like radiant heat, right?
Well, if you got radiant heat or electric heat for that, that's definitely.
But the
most houses don't.
newer electronics take less, right? I mean, way less, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you change your microwave today and you have a 10-year-old microwave, for sure.
I want him to explain something, because I get this all the time. The only reason they do a $39 deal is to try to sell me something. But I get so many reviews saying they came out, you did the thing for $39, and everything went perfect. You spent 2 or 3 hours out there. So how do you answer that when people already have in their mind, because they dealt with another company, that's all they did try to do? But how do you get by that?
So Mark is talking about the $39 clean and check. Here's the deal, though. If you find something wrong, you're not going to keep it quiet.
This is the deal, Mark.
I think there's something wrong. I think you can find something wrong with 90% of the houses.
Not according to a lot of the reviews we get.
I could promise you that any of my competitors, most of them, when they go do a tune-up, the only thing they do is look for, is there anything I could tell you that's wrong with it? Now, rather there, and there's some. I mean, unfortunately, that they do. There's stings, and if a technician's on a commission, they might say something that's not even true. I don't know.
Okay.
But what you're supposed to do, if you do it right, this is what people don't understand.
What are they supposed to do?
Actually clean the dirt out. So the biggest problem, the most common complaint is you said my furnace was working. You told me the motor's leaking oil. This is the reason why it's leaking oil is because dirt caked up on there. They didn't have it cleaned. They didn't have it maintained. And the fact is, I mean, think about any motor. What does a motor do when it leaks all the oil out? So it's leaking oil. I can show you it's leaking oil.
It overheats.
It will seize. And if it seizes in heating mode, other problems happen. It seizes in air conditioning mode. You'll be replacing a lot of parts, not just the motor and other parts. So.
But aren't all motors a little seeping or not?
No.
That is
your
motor
true.
should be dry.
Yeah, We go to many of these. Actually, Dan was just telling me last time I was here, we went to his, and his is an old unit, and we showed him his wasn't leaking, and my guy did not know that it was for anyone from here.
Right.
We get these all the time.
But
right?
you remember that one guy that said you told him the motor was bad and it wasn't.
It wasn't the guy. It was the guy's wife misinterpreting what. That's what we came to.
Right.
No, and I went out there. It was leaking. And there was no doubt
it was a bad motor. It was a bad motor.
It was working, which our invoice marketing found it.
Right on his invoice
said it was working.
Yeah.
But if I go to your house, Tom, right now, okay, and it's leaking oil,
right?
Well, what I'm going to tell you is, look, and anybody's going to should tell you. They're going to say, look, Tom, it's working,
George.
But I think if you don't change this motor, this is what's gonna happen.
It could be catastrophic.
But the reason why we do the $39 tune-up is most of them we get to are not leaking oil. And guess what? Now they're not going to leak oil, and you're not going to have to replace your motor.
But explain the benefit.
And all you had to pay was $39 because you got the dirt. And,
so are you
$39 especially we doing here. It's
but that's where most people go, why? How do they do it for only $39? They don't understand the back end.
We don't. We do them for one, and because we did the special a few times, people think it's 30. We will do 10 callers every once in a while, and this time of year we obviously won't, but we're not even trying to do tune-ups at all right now because now we're dealing with all the people's systems that are breaking down because they didn't get them tuned up.
Tune-ups are made to get into a house, and you hope, I'm not saying you do it dishonestly, but you hope to find things and that they'll use you in the future.
You put that sticker on their equipment.
But here's the other thing, okay? Here's the other thing. When it comes, there's two kinds of things, needed and preventive. I had a $39 check done. Clean and check for our heating system. We had a boiler. I swear to God the boiler was 76 years old. I swear to God, 76
I remember you trying to find a part.
No. But they never once suggested I replace it. Never. They just said, we know you're going to have to someday. And someday came. We you know, it was springing a leak. But all I'm saying is this, is that if something is working, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be replaced. Because sometimes it needs to be replaced.
One more thing, though. I bet the retention, if you do get in there for $39, you do a great tune-up, and you get that sticker on there. I heard that generally when something isn't working, people do call the number on that sticker. I mean, that is a great marketing thing for any HVAC company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like 60% maybe?
I don't know the numbers, Mark. We go out to clients every day that have somebody else's sticker on their system. But, I mean, we focus on giving an amazing service. Look, in 12 months.
I see the reviews you guys get. They're awesome.
But those reviews lead to our company growing. Okay, May of last year of 2017, the total revenue of the company before we acquired it was $119,000. Okay? You want to know what our revenue in June was just now?
What is it?
Okay, so May, 1 year later, the first month that last month I didn't own it last year was $119,000. We did $1,023,000. We did a $1.2 million just now in June. We'll do $1.4 million in July. Tell me any.
And by the way, that's for legit service. One thing, Bill, you have an idea for the water guy. One thing I just wanted to say. One thing I wanted to say quickly on service on all.
I'll talk fast.
Hold on, Bill. On service, I just wanted to say, if honesty isn't there, it doesn't even matter if they do a good job. Because when people, this is one thing I can't stomach, and that's when people suggest things you don't need. Because there's two parts to it. There's the honesty, and then there's the knowledge. That's the two parts, okay?
And our training teaches every one of our guys you can sell way more honestly than you ever could dishonestly.
I know. And the other thing is this. Pricing is important, too, to me. I don't like these people that just because they can, they gouge the hell out of people. And that's one thing we've had many discussions about. And then George does one other thing. They make sure, I know this from the reviews, and I know I can see it in action, that you do something extra on every call. Is that a requirement?
We try to. We try to. If we see something,
there has to be, because we get too many reviews.
Tom, I had one lady say before the guy left,
he was shoveling in their snow.
He was. You saw that one,
right? Bill, okay, what did you want to say about the guy with water? He has no water on his land.
Well, I was where I lived. There's water rights, the ditch rights.
Yeah.
And by this time of the year, when it's hot, it's a trickle. It's like, almost nothing. So what this guy that lived one house over from me is he buried a big tank and let the ditch fill it up, and he watered his grass with a pump. because he has.
But this guy doesn't even have a ditch. That's the problem. He doesn't even have a ditch, man. So,
well, but doesn't he get water out of the well at all?
No, he gets zero. I mean, it's completely dry. We have to talk to Brad right after this. He wants to talk about workers' comp versus health insurance. And I think that's what the question is. Coming right up.
This report is brought to you by...
Can you turn off the sound for a sec?
25 south of 6th Avenue. It's actually affecting drivers coming off of eastbound 6th onto southbound I-25 and southbound backed up all the way to the I-70 interchange. Also, another trouble spot there, northbound I-25 under the Alameda Bridge. You got a dump truck that's stalled out blocking the 3rd lane right there, one of the center lanes. Backups already to Broadway at this time, so pack your patience there. The weather forecast. Slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 92. Right now, a few clouds hanging out above, and it's 91. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit account. That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online, subject to credit approval. U.S. only.
Hello, Kurt Rogers from Affordable Interest Mortgage. Trying to find the best rates and being treated like you're just another number? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, where you meet professionals like Mike Genova. He's been with AIM for 8 years. Mike will talk to you, listen to you, and find you the loan that benefits you with the lowest rate. Or Heather Sensei, AIM's head processor. Heather has been with AIM for 10 years. She knows what it takes to get your loan processed and approved quickly. You will not find a more professional, experienced processor. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, and let our staff help you with your next mortgage. Then we have Diana Watansky, our office manager. She's been with AIM since the start in 2001. Whether you call or come in, she will make you feel like family. Many say she would make friends with a blade of grass. If you really want to be treated with respect and get the loan that benefits you with the lowest rates, take AIM, 720-895-0500. At AIM, all of our staff put you first. Where it's all about you is not just our motto, it's who we are. 720-895-0500, and let us serve you. Regulated by DOR, NMLS 298191, Equal Credit Lender.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-413-1570. That's 1-800-413-1570. 1-800-413-1570. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop. You save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
This July 4th holiday is part of many people's vacations, and we come back from them feeling rested and more energetic. But how long do those effects really last? Let's ask an expert Thursday morning at 7:06, right here on 630 KHOW.
We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Fix It 24/7's in the house. I want you to go to referralist.com, hit the /jingle.html, and listen to their jingle and improve on it. Either substitute the words or make your own, upload it to YouTube. You got about a week, and we're going to do a well, George is doing it. He wants to give away $1,000 to the best one.
I won.
No, you didn't. What did you, no.
What did you think of mine, honestly? It was catchy?
Yeah. Yeah, see, he's trying to be kind. Look at Mac the Knight.
It was bad.
Yeah. It was bad. By the way, you had to buy, listen, George came to me one time and said, I want to do this phone number and this song. I said, you can't because you have to have licensing rights. He said, I bought the rights. Do you remember that song? You did. You guys bought the rights to it because I had an argument about it with my people here. The one about 30.
867-530.
Yeah, you bought the.
I should be advertising for them because
you bought the rights to that song. Here, I thought you bought the rights for that.
The national franchise did. I did personally.
Oh, okay. And anyway, so what I'm thinking is if you do buy the rights to a tune, then you could use Mac the... Well, Mac the Knife might be public domain by now. Who knows?
I think it is.
Unless
so therefore,
unless somebody renewed it.
Tell me it wasn't good, though.
Because they're like 100 years.
Tell me it wasn't good. Seriously.
You tell them it wasn't
good.
Okay, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. Brad, your turn. Brad, listen, I don't want to make light of this because this is serious. You have a workers' comp issue. Is that right, Brad?
Yes.
How long have you been off work?
I was never off work. I was on restricted duty for a few months, and then I was put back onto full duty.
Did you reach maximum medical improvement according to workers' comp?
I think if they haven't labeled me that way, they're getting close. And my concern is that once they close my case and label me as maximum medical improvement, then if I continue to have back problems down the road, is my regular insurance going to deny me coverage because of a pre-existing workers' comp claim?
Well, okay. First of all, your workers' comp claim, even if you reach maximum medical improvement, can still pay for it. It doesn't always close out your medical bills.
Okay.
So that's not a foregone conclusion that you lose your workers' comp for that one injury. Okay? The second part is this, is that most health plans, they only exclude pre-existing conditions for a certain amount of time.
I see.
And not forever.
Okay.
So, and that's one good thing Obama's plan did, was they allow pre-existing conditions. But I forget what the rule is. I'm not sure we can get Integra insurance on this short notice the day before a holiday, but we probably can get you back and answer that question. There is a waiting period, and there's certain rights that you have to get them covered. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. I've heard of workers' comp paying 5 years and more on injuries after the case has been closed, because they don't technically close the case. You reach maximum medical improvement. They do close it as far as settlements for disabilities. Are you rated on a disability?
Well, that's what we're getting close. I talked to Cliff Enton's law firm, and they said that even if I don't do anything, that the insurance company, that the workers' comp insurance will eventually just close the case.
Right.
Whether I'm feel like I'm completely healed or not, they're going to close it.
No, they do. But for injuries that are still stemming from that case, we've seen where they cover them. Now, what you need to do is ask specifically about that, whoever your caseworker is, and find out and let us know. We'll be happy to get our health insurance person back on, because I think the least of your problems will be health insurance. Are they going to give you a settlement?
Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, I guess they're going to label me as X% disabled, whatever that percentage is.
What happened to you?
Well, I was lifting a machine and my back popped, and I've been about almost a year of therapies and treatments, from chiropractic to osteopath to...
you might want to look into stem cell therapy, seriously. You might want to look into it. I don't know if it'll help, but it might. George Donaldson, owner of Fix It 24/7. Are you guys open on holidays?
For emergency calls.
For emergency calls, not like just regular calls, like for checking or finding problems. And okay, so what's considered an emergency?
You know, somebody doesn't have air conditioning, somebody has a major water leak, their electricity goes out, panel goes out completely.
All right. So you just recently added electric.
We did.
Okay. So what do you have as a screaming deal for electric that people, not for obviously tomorrow you're not open, but you're open Thursday and Friday regular. What kind of screaming deal can you give for electric? I like that find, fix, or free. But that's just me saying that. What do people normally call about with electric?
Yeah, typically a circuit not working. So exactly what you're saying, find, fix, or free.
Okay, see, that to me, people want to know a price, because isn't most of the problem with electric finding it?
It is, yeah. It can take.
But the parts are very seldom a lot of money.
Correct. It could take. I mean, as an electrician myself, there's times it can take you 4, 5, 6 hours.
Let's do. How about for Thursday and Friday? a $99 find, fix, or free. Well, that means if it's multiple circuits or stuff that you can obviously show people, look, you got your panel is out or whatever, you're not going to do it for $99. But otherwise, it will be $99 to find and fix it. And if it's not, the call's free, and they get a written report.
Correct. We can do that.
Okay, so for Thursday and Friday, that's a find, fix, or free from Fix It.
They need to mention your name.
Mention Martino, find, fix, or free for $99 electric. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Don't forget referralist.com, folks. Have yourself a great day tomorrow. We'll have a best of, and we'll see you later in the week.
We're still on for probably about a minute here.
So, I thought we just Joanne. I'm calling Suzanne Joanne today. I just have to find Suzanne. I wish I didn't have that .html. I don't know how we couldn't get a link. What does HTML stand for? You know, on my other, it means